music. Too loud music. Hello, everyone. and
Hello.
And welcome to the QT episode number 10.
Man, I can't believe it's episode 10, man.
I know, right?
That is
Killing
wild.
it.
So it's nice to have everyone back. Everyone, you know, of course, being in tip-top health and at the
Yeah.
peak of existence as ever.
Having had nice dinners and stuff, yeah.
Having had nice dinners. And
Having
Super
had
impressive
chicken
TikTok
they really
meals.
like, yeah.
So, I took a shot with the episode title today. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, what is it called?
It's called Like a Dream.
Like a dream.
Hmm.
Which
Like a dream.
could mean many, many things. I tried to keep it as vague as possible.
I think it'll fit.
Like a dream, like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the episode goes super badly, then I'll just change it to like a nightmare halfway through.
Okay, so guys,
oh
we know
no.
what to do. No, nothing,
do?
Sheepy. You're not involved in this.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
you want me to make this horrible? We can go pretty bad, really fast.
No, you already did that last time by saying
Yeah,
leave Cecilia
I'm-
alone. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm saying. I can make it worse.
Elf scares me.
It
Yes.
turns out mind control is horrifying.
And we haven't even seen like the bad sides of it
Yeah.
yet, really.
Yeah.
I think.
Nah,
Fair
you're-
warning to those watching: Katie has pneumonia, and I have a cold from hell.
I don't know what she beat.
Yeah, you sound fine.
I blew my nose.
Where?
Yeah, I blew my nose, and
The
something
beauty
mustard
of
color
this
came
is
out.
I can't contage any of you. This is great.
I don't know what you mean about blue nose, Katie. It looks more red to me. I'm just saying.
So let me do the standard wandering in stuff intro, and then we'll start talking about what happened last week, so people can remember. So the Wandering Inn. Hello, this is the channel. I'm Sheepdog. I run the Wandering Inn, and as things stand, we currently have one show a week. We'd love to raise it to more. The way we can do that is if you'll go over to the Patreon, give it a look, pledge a little bit if you can, and the more people that pledge, the more we can pay the costs and the more shows we can do.
The more shows you get to enjoy.
Yes.
Shoes.
Facts.
Of course, having said that, I am playing around with other ideas and other things. We are currently recording a show. It is an alien show. That is going to be released probably, I don't want to set a hard date on it because we've got to edit it and, you know, there's a lot of post-production stuff.
Have you announced a cast for that yet?
Yeah, right?
The cast have vaguely announced themselves here and there, so if you're following...
Nothing official.
Oh,
If-
secret.
Yeah, if you're following the right people, you would have heard some of the cast in places, most likely. But nothing official yet, just because, you know, it's...
I might have spoiled one or two.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. There's no spoiling in that. It's just I'm gonna wait until it's closer to the time for the shows to start premiering. Obviously, if you're interested in that, definitely go check out the YouTube because that's where we're going to be doing it. Additionally, more and more, it's looking like we're going to start live streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch.
Ooh.
For now, we're going to keep the QT here. But future shows, I'm going to find the right time to do a switch. I have an idea for possibly doing one live show on YouTube while we still do a few shows on, a few shows here and there on Twitch. I'm going to figure it all out. It all comes down to basically...
Very interesting.
Yeah. What will happen, for those of you who are big Twitch heads and love Twitch and want to stay on Twitch, I'm not going to judge you, whatever, you know, it's...
I will.
People-
Witch heads.
People love things that hurt them, and that's fine.
We're not here to kink shame.
And with saying that, let's get
I
into
am.
the next episode of the QT.
People
Let's
do love things that hurt
go!
them. That's why we come back to play with Sheepy every
Oh,
time.
That's why
my
we're
God.
here every week.
Oh, that's...
Sheepy likes
It's
it.
a little too painful for me, just to,
Gross.
like...
It's almost unfair.
I'm like, oh god, I am that person. No, I shouldn't be. Stop.
Stop it. Oh, I can't help myself.
But Yes. How
like big butts, and we can't.
how that will work is the live stream will happen on YouTube, and then I'll get the video file and replay it on Twitch. So even if you want to watch on Twitch, you can. It's just Twitch is going to be very superfluous to the whole wandering in, just because. I mean, we could go into it, but I'm not going to. YouTube is looking better and better for me for TTRPGs and just everything in general. So there you go.
What you're saying is we have to learn YouTube shit now.
Nah, it doesn't affect you guys at all.
Yeah, we're just here. We're
Yeah.
on Zoom. It's fine.
We're being left. We're the leftovers. All right.
We're the talent, Katie. We don't change.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Past that, there is Discord, there is Twitter if you want to be notified for things happening. And if you are part of the Patreon, consider jumping into the Discord. There is a secret patron section where we do things, we talk about stuff. With the next few shows that I'm planning, being a patron will have a little something for you guys to do. I have some interesting stuff. And not least is every time I do a show, I tend to bring the patrons in, have them create some characters, try and work the characters into the show. If any of you have watched Dragon Riders Season 2, there is a character which was created by a patron, which was in that.
I love that.
Technically there are a few, but it's sometimes hard to like slot them in. We had a couple in drifting as well. And also for world building, there's especially one show that I'm thinking of that I'm wanting to do, which is a fantasy sports anime show, which I'm planning.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds sick.
I immediately thought of like Blood Bowl, but anime.
Oh, Haikyuu.
Oh my god, yes.
It is Blood Bowl mixed with Haikyuu, basically.
Yes.
That's
Imagine
fucking
Blood Bowl
sick.
combined with Kuroko no Basuke.
Yeah. I am actually crafting my own fantasy sports game to fit what I want to do.
You're not gonna do what you usually do and take a system and just only use the things you like.
I may take.
You
a
mean
system,
follow the system to a T?
Absolutely.
Very anal.
I may take a system and use it for whatever I end up making, but I want to create a sports game that fits what I want to do. But what I'm planning to do for this is to craft a fantasy world where the sport is prevalent, and then create a couple of leagues. Obviously, the player team will start at the bottom of the lowest league, and basically be the down and outers who have just like fallen from grace, and the characters will have to build the team back up.
Dude, that's a dope idea. I'm really excited to see where that goes, if you go somewhere with it.
Oh, I have plans.
Did you change
Yes.
from your previous idea where you thought of all the players playing like the team managers of different sporting teams?
So the players will probably, like, I need to figure it out a little bit, but the players will probably be managers, like player managers of the team.
It sounds
Well,
like you
that's
have
sick.
a cool idea.
Yeah, I'm really excited, dude.
But what I was going to say is the patrons will be able to create their own teams, manage their own teams, or, depending on the tier level, be players in other teams in other places.
That's
So
pretty dope.
We're going to run the show and also run the leagues at the same time, which I think, obviously we won't get that many people involved. We don't have like a massive pool of people waiting to do this type of thing. But I think it would be a lot of fun just for a little exercise in a.
It sounds
in a
like
show.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I'm very excited, which I enjoyed thoroughly.
And there's a few experimental things I have an idea for as well. So it'll probably be on the Friday slot.
We run things not run we.
Yeah. So having said all of that, if you're interested in any of those things, I have a couple of other ideas for how the patrons can be involved with shows going forward. Go check out the Patreon. You can pledge for as little as $3 a month, which is less than a Twitch subscription, but actually contributes more than a Twitch subscription. So, give it a think.
You also get to watch Sheepy cry.
You do get to watch me cry. I have watched the entirety of Girls Lost Tour on a little set of videos on Patreon, and as it gets closer to the end, I cry my ass off. Unapologetically, trying to hold back tears, missed it up, just sitting there like I can't go on to the next page or watch the next episode. It's one of my favorite all-time shows. I'd suggest people watch it if you haven't yet, but yeah. Anyway, you know, as is classic, we have gone way too beyond the pale, and we need to start the show. So, I believe last week we had the core important points, and please feel free to inject things that I miss or forget or whatever. We had a meeting between Bertrand Gray and Tori, where they had we actually got a nice little bit of exposition, interestingly, where Bertrand told Tori that essentially the concentration of supernatural entities in Quail Town had formed some kind of like gravity well for kind of supernatural beings, entities, whatever. They're being drawn here, they're being drawn in, and the possibility of kind of like all of this energy creates supernatural things. It's the best way I can describe it, which is what makes, for example, Milka, the Puka, different from George and the Glutton.
Milks and breads.
Milks and breads.
Milks and breads.
And we also had George remembering that she had a book that I can't remember what the book was called off the top of my head.
Oh man, it was the weird. I looked it up. It's in my notes actually.
Yes.
The actual name because we renamed it. Hold
The
on, I'll find
bumper
it.
book.
We
of
renamed it
something or other.
Possessions and Priests.
Yeah, it was Bumper Buggy
The
something book.
bumper book of big bulbous bugs.
Bastards.
Penises.
Wow.
Yep.
Um,
I'll find it.
But yes, we had that book, which is basically like a mixture of myths, legends from all different cultures and places, some of whom seem to correlate a decent degree to reality, or the reality of the supernatural that they know. So both Will... you didn't come through. What was it called?
I didn't say it out loud. I didn't want to interrupt you. Big Bumper Book of Demon Summoning.
Big Bumper, the Book of Demon Summoning. That's right.
BBBDS. That's a new porn category if I ever heard one.
I hope not. So yes, there was that, and Will had a look through. He noticed the Manangangal. He noticed quite a few others. One of which being a Alp, which is from German mythology. It is a small demon imp-like creature, very creepy, like pale white, no eyes, like this kind of like dome head, like deal with it. And it invades people's dreams and gives them nightmares, and basically makes them feel like they haven't slept, basically slowly kind of like chipping away at their sleep and their mental state. Something which both George and Will and possibly other people have been experiencing recently. One of the ways to deal with them is to sleep with a mirror on your chest. They kind of creep in, try and invade your dreams, and get trapped in the mirror instead. Or you can find where they are, stick a lemon in their mouth, and then bury them when they're sleeping during the day or whatever. So, with that in mind, did I miss anything of great import?
I don't think so.
Believe so.
We did have Cecilia do a little bit of
Oh, you meant like in general in the whole episode?
yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, there was much more.
Oh, there always is. Cecilia did do a little
Mindfulness.
flexing of her abilities just to see what's possible.
Possession, one might say.
Well, you found out that you can. Cecilia found out that she can hitchhike with animals, basically see and sense what they can see and sense, and then went a bit deeper and found out that she can kind of have
Possession,
some control, some possession.
One might say.
Yeah. But
We have date night was coming up for Tori, and then the Tori and Bertrand. Did we mention that? The confrontation with Tori's like
Tori and Bertrand, yeah.
Did we mention
dealings, I
me
guess.
telling that short kid to leave Cecilia alone? Because
Yes.
we.
No, we
all-
didn't
I
mention
literally have
that.
his height written down, 5'2".
We did have the strange short kid who seemed to be hanging around trying to eavesdrop on Tori and Cecilia's conversation, which ended when Tori, after Cecilia left, basically walked up to him and said, "What are you doing?" And he was very panicked and nervous and sweaty. And then she intentionally, I think this is the first intentional come out.
Yeah, I guess.
The first one used on someone who was visibly no real threat. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to say innocent because we're not sure about that. But basically told him to leave Cecilia alone in heavy intoned, intentional weighted words, and he left, which I'm sure will be perfectly fine.
You know, she could have just said, "Stop stalking Cecilia." She could have just said that, but
Yeah.
she
Listen,
didn't.
I
But she
did-
didn't.
Damn. We also I have at the very beginning, I guess the audience gets a lot of insight on Cecilia at the beginning of last episode.
Yeah.
We weren't really there. I don't know how to put that.
The characters weren't there, but
Yeah. So we know, but we don't know.
Yeah. So, I think what we shall do is
The Macarena.
yes.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
We fade in at nighttime to the library in the school. And we see, with a very faint flickering light in the back corner of the library, someone is there. As the camera goes through the stacks towards this light, we see that the corner is the corner that we've seen before. It has the stranger books, it has the more leather-bound, weird kind of personal collection of the librarian. We see the shadow of a figure who is bent down, going through these books, looking for something, until finally they seem to find it. They reach forward, and the hand touches upon a book that says Advanced Summoning, and closes around. And then the camera fades. So, to continue. We are going to pass through after where we left off with our students. I believe we left off with George and William at the skate park, having gone through that. So my first question would be, George and William,
Yes.
do you, after leaving the skate park and, kind of having your everyday, studying and dinner and all those type of things, do you do anything when you go to bed?
I mean, if we parted ways, did William find anything else out of the book? because I remember like I was out hanging out with Joel, kind of like keeping
Yeah.
Joel away from the situation, and Will was doing more research. I just wanted to know if he found anything else like
Yeah.
of note.
Did I find anything else apart from the lemon in the mouth and the mirror and the shatter?
The rest of it was more myths and legend and descriptions of the creatures. It was nothing
Okay, but it's clearly defined in the book as myths and legends. It's not like we think this might be a myth, but we don't know.
The book is presented as like fictional myths, I guess.
Yeah.
The weird thing is the details of it are extreme. Like all of the creatures in there, to a certain degree, have details on them, the practical ways to deal with them. As I said before, the book itself is not super old. It seems like maybe it's been compiled and put together, or maybe it's a copy of something older and taken less seriously in a more modern age where people don't believe in, well, I was going to say people don't believe in things that aren't real, but I think we all know that's not true.
That's offensive.
Less so.
That hurt me.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't find anything else, then if part ways, I'm like, hey, you could get Milka to help out with the mirror thing, you know, make sure it doesn't fall off or something while you toss and turn while you're asleep.
I mean, it is feeding day.
There you go.
Dude, I wonder if Puka's seen anything around me at nighttime or something. I don't think Puka sleeps.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Maybe he sleeps during the day.
I don't know, because it's like, you should see my house squeaks. Like from clean, not from bad quality wood.
Oh,
It's incredible.
that's good. You probably need a little.
I'm sorry,
It's a
what?
little bit- it's. I'm gonna go home now. I'll
Yeah.
See you. Is it Friday? Did we say
It is Friday, yeah.
Okay, I'll.
I don't think we weren't given an assignment or anything, right? We were just left to our own devices for the time being.
You have just some generalized reading and homework and stuff,
Yeah.
but nothing
Not
from
like
nothing from Ashford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Okay,
Yeah, cool.
see you Monday?
Sick. Yeah, see you later.
Okay.
And I'll probably go punch Joel and then walk home.
Have a
But
good
I gotta pick up
weekend.
bread and milk.
Have a good weekend.
So I guess we'll touch on William first, because I think
Yeah.
his is probably the least involved. Does he just like go back, do his homework and stuff, and then just kind of like, I don't know, grab a mirror from the bathroom or something and just like put it on his?
Yeah, kind of. I think he probably has, like, he's borrowed like a makeup mirror or something like that. You know, something, not ginormous, but like substantial, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take some string and like tie it around his chest so it stays on his chest.
Okay.
So if he rolls over, it doesn't just fall off. And
All right.
I think that's probably it. I'm thinking if anything else isn't necessary, and it's Saturday, so no. I think that's probably it for Will.
All right. In that case, could you please roll me a face danger?
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I will give you tactically minded and two moves ahead.
Okay. Researcher, because we did do research for this.
You did do research for this, but no.
Smart Studios. No. Okay, so 2 pluses.
2+.
Okay. And face danger or take risk.
I would say face. I'd say take a risk. Yeah.
Okay, take a risk.
Sure.
Woohoo! Great success.
Hey.
Good
La
to
la
know.
la.
6 and a 2.
We will talk about what happens there in a bit.
You didn't want that, did you? You wanted me to roll double.
No,
ones.
no. I like William has done a very good job of rolling so far.
Yes, he
So,
has.
I
I think it's all the chess
could be all the chess.
or the
So-
cheat dice.
George,
Yes.
when you get back, obviously, your mom isn't there, and
Obviously.
you know, you sort out your dinner with your sister. She's probably heated something up in the oven, and you eat and have a general kind of like how was school and all that kind of stuff. Just
Yeah.
again, every day-to-day type stuff. Do you do anything when it comes to night and sleep, or
Like a weird routine or something, or I want
Just-
to talk to the puka.
you want to talk to Puka? Okay.
It's feeding night, so
Okay.
I mean I have to. I mean, at this point, it feels really weird to just like put out milk and bread and not. It talks. Like it
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
itself a name. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They gave themselves a name,
Kind of, yeah. All right.
kind of. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like she would definitely try to talk to Puka and be like, "Hey,
Well,
Sui or what?
so,
How do you call the Puka?"
so you essentially do all that stuff and then go into your room, kind of ready for bed to a certain degree.
Yeah.
You have a like a saucer of I'm just trying to decide. I feel like it would be like a bowl on a plate with a couple of like torn pieces of bread around the sides, and you
I picture it like Santa cookies.
yeah.
You know, like yeah, exactly.
And you
But
you,
I got this time instead of just getting milk, I got like half and half or something to see if the puka likes higher quality.
okay.
You know.
You walk into your room and you place it down on a kind of desk bedside table type thing, and then get into bed. And after about 5 minutes, probably just as you starting to feel your eyes droop a little bit, and you're like, oh, maybe I sleep. The sound of like just crockery against china type sound next to you alerts you that the puka has kind of like out, and you look to your side and you see this kind of lemur, weasel, ferret, cat, panda, raccoon, like so many different descriptions of it, like sitting there and kind of like got a crust, and it's just in its kind of long fingers and nibbling on it. When you like move and look at it, it like pauses for a sec, almost like, you know, an animal that's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm being looked at. And then like the head kind of turns to you for a second, like cocks to the side, and goes back just to nibbling the bread.
She'd probably I'd sit up and like, you know, sit crisscross applesauce just on the edge of the bed looking down at him and be like, it's cool. Is it cool if we like chat for a bit? Puka.
We can? What talk about what?
So like my buddy Will was nerding out on this book I found at school. And we
Yeah.
learned about these things that like feed on dreams. And I was just wondering, like, I don't know if you sleep, but if you've got your eye out, will you keep an eye out if anything's like creeping on me at nighttime? I guess I'm supposed to sleep with a mirror on my chest. I don't know how that's supposed to work out.
We did, yes, we did. It is like 2 nights ago.
Wait, something was in my room?
Something was in your room. Like 2 nights ago. 2 nights.
Okay, from now on, when anything is in my room that isn't you, my mom, or Alyssa, my sister, the other 2 people that are usually in the house, you let me know, okay?
What about you?
What? Oh, I can be in the room. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. What was it? What was in my room?
It was,
How? Ew.
it was kind of, like a dream demon. It's, they come in and they get into your mind. Well, not into your mind. It, kind of?
In my mind?
Yeah,
Is that
they infiltrate and then they drain the energy. They drain from your
and you just kind of watched it do this?
yes.
Puka, if that thing drains all my energy, no one's here to feed you anymore. You realize that, right?
But there's not much I can do.
What can I do?
Catch it, find out where it sleeps, and capture or destroy. You could
The
maybe
mirror
try
thing.
and exorcise it and like banish it. Banishing is possible. You could also eat it. You could eat it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shit.
Just catch it in a mirror and then eat the mirror.
It's literally what I'm gonna do.
Thinking the
I'm
same
gonna look
thing.
in my little makeup bag and grab a little compact thing. I'm assuming, the CoverGirl, the Wet and Wild compact we all had. That had a mirror inside. And I'm gonna like, hey Puka, do you know how I could get this to stay on my chest while I sleep? Because I think this can catch it.
It would depend on how big the one that comes to see you is. They get bigger as they drain. So if it is a newer one, then it will be quite small. It might be able to fit in there.
Shit. She's gonna get up and go to her closet and like rip the body length mirror off the door that's like, the shitty kind of warped mirror. It's got a cardboard backing or whatever. Walk over to her bed, lay on her back, and just plop it on her body. Will this work? Is this big enough?
It,
Can't be bigger than this, right?
It should. Probably.
And then what?
And then when it tries to invade your subconscious, your dream, it will instead invade the mirror and be trapped in mirror space.
Sick. All right. If I pass out and start rolling around, can you like just make sure this enormous mirror stays on top of me?
I can, but I cannot come out if dream demon thing is here, because it will kill me.
Yeah, no, don't do that. No, that's fine. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I figure if you keep the mirror on me and then the dream demon comes out, like it'll get in the mirror, right? And then we don't have to worry about it.
It should be trapped after that.
Dope. She's gonna try to like pull her sad quilt over the mirror, I guess.
Yeah.
Put some weight on it, to try to hold it on top of her and just be like, corpse like under it, like
Yeah, just like
shit.
as you're kind of like starting to try and sleep and everything, Milka does say,
They are not very smart, so it is easy to trap them. In a way, it is good, but it is not anything else. Some of them are quite dangerous.
She hears him say this. Does she? Something else?
Mm.
Hmm.
There are some things that are much more sneaky. You won't even know that you're being controlled or drained or slowly eaten. There are others which are bigger. It's
like a cancer or something. But then if you can't see them and you never know what's happening, then how do we even know they exist?
you have to find them.
Oh, that's
Oh.
fun.
There are always signs. Like for example, I saw that this thing came.
The thing that, tried to hurt me.
Yes.
Gross. Whoa, wait. You said there were signs. What signs would there be for this thing that's apparently gonna try to eat my dreams?
If you're feeling like you haven't slept, if you feel drained and bad, then it's possible.
So being a teenager.
I
Sick. Anything else less general?
but for the sleep demon,
Yeah.
they like to sleep in someplace dark and damp.
Ew.
Maybe like could be like
A basement?
maybe.
So how would I... Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if this thing's going after my friends or not. Like, how would I know? Because I don't know one teenager that's not tired and doesn't feel like shit all the time.
If they drain too much, if they affect too much, then eventually they leave behind a trace, and you start to see the trace on the people if you can see these things.
A trace. What would that trace look like? I have a buddy who can see things.
So it kind of looks like ash from a fire.
Oh, good. That's lovely.
But you could trace the ash back to where they come from, possibly, if you have someone who can see.
I think I know someone who can see. Thanks, Puka.
Happy to help. But generally they live in a pack.
Packs of them? They get
Sometimes
bigger.
they don't get that big.
Oh,
But
okay.
they do grow they start off quite small, like puka size, and then they get to kind of like person size maybe.
Oh, that's too big, Puka, to have a pack of that. All right. So mirrors on our belly for the foreseeable future. It won't get you, right?
It's a what?
It's not gonna go after Puka. If you don't have to have a mirror on your chest, right?
I don't sleep, so I don't dream.
Huh.
But when they get bigger, they get a bit more aggressive. And so,
Aggressive.
sometimes they can go after the smaller of us.
That's no good. Is there any way to drive them away or make them not want to be here?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. We'll look into that. We found a book at school. I'll get Will to read some of it. I'm not gonna read that. Yeah, I'll get Will to read some of that.
You could speak to one of the people who's a bit more learned on these things.
Like who?
Seeing as you're quite new. The dog. You could go speak to Dogman.
Good job.
He might know.
The grave. Oh shit. Good idea, Puka. You're a thinker. How old are you?
I think I have been here. It's difficult to say because I was in another place in another time, but later on, then I was in another place at another time, and sometimes in between I wasn't. So.
Oh. I didn't want to stress you out. I just asked because you're really, you're pretty smart. Just seems like you been around,
I have been around.
Yeah.
I have been here for 2, so I guess I am 2.
2 years old?
I think so. This time.
How long does Puka usually stay in one place?
Sometimes for years.
Okay, so it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, do your best not to die, okay?
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
Seeing as Puka is smart and helpful, could George do favor for Puka?
I mean, I can try. What's up?
It's not super important. It's just if Puka was to give a glass container, could George pour it on Dog's house?
A glass container.
Yes, just a container of glass that has thing in to pour on doghouse. Shed.
Puka, are you
Yes.
asking me to pour a jar of your urine on the gravekeeper's home?
It's just a favor. Just for, maybe if you're going that way anyway.
You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Just, can it have a lid?
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
We'll have lid.
That, I think I can pour a jar. So, yep.
We'll have it for you when you wake up.
Thank you. Puka, why do you want to pee on things?
It's part of compulsion of what am.
So it makes you happy to know your pee is on something?
No, is is like,
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm just genuinely curious. I've always wondered why dogs piss on stuff all the time.
is kind of you know when you scratch yourself is because you have itch.
Yeah.
We are like that. We have the what we are, and we must live by what we are. For dream demons, they must invade dream. They must. It's like purpose, yes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
So, Dogman did not feed Puka. Is part of deal. Must
drench his
punish.
belongings in pee.
Must punish for so his luggage.
No, I get that. You know, to be honest, of all the punishments that exist out there, this is the least terrible I've, heard of. So, like, sure,
Well, Puka's not bad. Puka's just
Puka. Yeah, I remember. As she drifts off into dreamland thinking of jars of piss.
However, if you're an elderly man living out in a shack in a graveyard, I think your like perspective on whether Puka's bad or not is very, very different. But you're talking to Puka, so
Hell yes.
so we'll fade away, and gets that perspective, which we've seen a fair few times at this point, of a wide view of the town at night, as certain areas start to get this dark kind of floaty ash like rising up into up above the city, and the ash smoke, let's call it, starts moving around in the dead of night. Two of those ash clouds, let's call them, slowly dwindle and dissipate. And in the morning, both William and George, you have what looks much more like a picture than a mirror.
I'm genuinely horrified to know what it looks like.
So, let's just, there we go. So, the Alps are, I will post this up in the Discord, in the QT part of the Discord, for those watching who want to see. And I'll post it up for all of you in your chat as well. I'm going off a very specific version of the Alp. So.
Absa-fuck yourself.
That
no.
looks a lot worse than I thought it did.
Nope. Absa-fucking-lutely not.
You know what I can do as well also quickly? Is I can...
Or you
Looks a lot
couldn't. You
worse
don't
than I
have to.
imagined it.
You don't have to do anything.
So it is,
Nope.
yeah, it as I said before, it is bone white, like pale white. It has no eyes, it has horns, it has, and it's got a little bit of like the alien from Alien look, the kind of like, that weird eyeless kind of head.
The flesh peeling back from its exposed gummy teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I thought of it? I thought of
Jim!
I thought of the my mental image was the vampires from Priest with Paul Bettany, because they have no eyes, because the eyes are the gateway to the soul, blah blah blah, so they don't have any eyes. It's completely smooth. That's what I had in my mind. That is fucking worse.
Yeah, it's
That's one of the most terrifying. I mean, stop it.
So the mirrors themselves are now fairly misted and opaque around this kind of imprint. It's almost like someone got a stencil and sprayed on. The only difference is that if you put your hand on the image, which I doubt either of you do, but it's very clearly underneath the glass, and it's kind of frozen there in this kind of like creepy little like
It's horrifying imagining
Yeah.
that this visited you at night.
Yeah, and like
Ugh.
it sucked on me somewhere.
Well, in the book, I can give you this. In the book, it invades your dream. So essentially, it breaks down into much more.
That like smoky shit.
Yeah, and then kind of like goes whoop into your subconscious and starts to fuck around with your dreams to make them worse and to make them. Yeah. So both of you,
Horror.
when you wake up, you are presented with this. I don't know if you want to do anything with that, or if you just want to hide it somewhere for. I imagine you just want to hide it somewhere for now. So we'll say that you secrete the mirror with the captured Alp somewhere in your house, probably in your room somewhere, and let me know what
I
you
imagine George would do one of those silent scream wake ups where she'd just be like,
Oh god, oh god.
yeah, exactly. Oh god, just walk through the hall with it like, oh no. Yeah. I don't know if I'd leave it in my house though, because I don't know if it's gonna get out,
Yeah.
and it's a Saturday.
Well, from the text, again, like, Will would have explained this, essentially, like, so from the text, that traps it, and it has no way out. So unless it is released, or, something else happens, then, it should be fine.
Okay.
I can give you that much, at least it says that much in the book.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Ew.
good morning, everyone.
I think Will is pretty excited that it worked. And I talked about this a little bit last time, but Will has now realized that there is a different path through life and not just going to MIT, but he could be like paranormal, investigator or whatever. And he's like, I just caught my first entity.
Yeah.
So Will's going to hide the mirror, but he's definitely going to like keep it as a token.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Because I'd like a little window into Will's approach and thinking currently. Is Will thinking so? Will's kind of seen a new window into, let's call it, reality.
Yeah.
The possibilities and that type of thing. Is he currently thinking like, ooh, this is really cool and weird, like mystical realm of silliness or whatever? Is he thinking, wow, this is dangerous and people are going to get hurt, I can help them? Is he thinking, like, I can make a whole load of money off this, like this is a possible career path, like I can form
I think Will for the first time basically ever has some excitement in his life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what he's after.
Which-
Because he's a teenager, and teenagers are not aware of their own mortality.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
for
like,
sure.
hey, this is dangerous. Nah, I'll be fine.
Which kind of got sparked when he met George properly for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
And okay, then no, that. So he's not really thinking about like, oh, I could run a paranormal investigation bureau, and
Yeah, no, I think he probably toyed with the idea in the same way that like, I'm gonna be an archaeologist and I'm gonna get a whip and a Stetson and maybe not exactly how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think he has like, daydreaming fancy ideas, but mostly he at the moment he's like enjoying some excitement in his life.
Yeah, and it's like you said, none of it is solidified into a plan. It's more like, oh, this is kind of a cool, interesting
exactly.
new thing. And
Because I think the idea of MIT and everything, that plan wasn't his.
yeah,
That was his parents' plan for him.
yeah. Okay. All right. It is the weekend, everyone. So we have some things to do over the weekend, but I think my first question is, it's Saturday, which I believe is, Cecilia, you have a thing today, don't you? So we'll get on to that. I think the first thing to talk on is, George. After you've woken up and, you know, kind of done your freaking out and then done your calming down and then gone and, like, brushed your teeth and everything, what are you doing for Saturday? And Sunday to some degree?
Honestly, normally she's just hangs out at the skate park with Joel.
Yeah.
Or goes and graffitis something, or, you know.
Joel will probably turn up at your place, like, in the afternoon on Saturday and be like, yo, are you going to the skate park? But...
Yeah.
Is there anything...
George tagging scene. I need it.
Is there anything what?
I guess what I'm asking is, do you do anything out of the ordinary? Like something that you wouldn't usually do?
Yeah, I want to go see the graveyard keeper. Would he be around on a weekend? Like,
it's probably not something George would know.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm assuming there was a little mason jar of piss next to my bed.
There was a mason jar, yes.
And, you know, Puka's been very kind and done more than I ever thought. So I figure, like, if Joel's down, like, walk up to the graveyard and see if the graveyard keeper's around, dump a jar of piss.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe inquire about this.
Okay.
The aspens. The aspens, right?
Let me, let's, seeing as you're going to go up to there, let's run this. There we go. You're sat in your room, thinking, like, you know, like, a weird night, creepy morning with that whole thing.
Understatement.
And just like, I should go up that way. And, you have the mason jar on your bedside table, and you get a...
On my door?
George, you in your room? It's Joel.
No, Joel, I'm not.
Okay. You hear like a doof, 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 doof.
Oh, he's a lovely idiot. She'll roll out and laugh to herself and, like, get dressed real quick or brush her teeth.
Get your stuff and
yeah,
walk
he's
out.
probably downstairs eating my food or something.
He's in the living room, sat down, but he's not downstairs. You don't have an upstairs. You're not that rich.
I forgot about that, yeah.
And you, just as a sidebar, the rest of you do have upstairs. As you step out, he's like, "Hey, I thought you weren't home."
Bro.
Yeah.
Did you have breakfast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sick.
We going to the
how do you
skate
feel
park?
about a little adventure today?
Adventure?
Something different. Something different.
I don't know, like, I'm kind of prepared to just sit around the skate park for today. Like, are we gonna have to, like, we don't have to, like, leave the country or anything, right?
No, Joel.
Okay, I can probably, like, it's cool. Wait, where are we going?
Graveyard?
Which one? They're
One
like,
up north.
oh, okay.
That's cool. I just wanted to get some, like, etchings, shit, inspiration, whatever, new tag, you know.
Yeah. You're not, like,
You
gonna...
can skate there.
You're not gonna, like, tag dead people's stones, are you?
Well, I wasn't. But thanks
Right.
for the idea.
I don't think you should do that. What if they, like, come back angry and then they, like, haunt you?
Do you believe in ghosts, Joel?
I don't know, probably.
Right on. Sick. Alright, grab your shit, let's go.
But it's, like, daytime and stuff, and ghosts only come out at night, so it should be fine.
No, you're totally right. We'll be safe.
Cool. And he like picks up his skateboard. He's like, ready to go, and you are.
All right, let's take off. She'll grab her board, and I assume they just skate there. It's
Yeah.
not too far.
And you head up towards the graveyard. When you get there, you see essentially like it looks like there have been people here, maybe over the past couple of days. There's some essentially what you see is you see a burned down hut.
Oh shit. Well, that's different. She'll probably, I mean, if she can get over to it, she'll walk over to it, like examine, like how is it like rubble?
No, the shed shack thing itself was mostly wood, so it's got the like small remains of
Like the skeleton of it.
Yeah, the kind of, and it seems to have all been kind of cleared out as well, like
It's been taken care of.
yeah,
She doesn't need to
yeah.
call the cops or anything.
No, it looks like there was a fire, the thing burned down, and the like emergency services came here maybe a day or two ago, and essentially dealt with the situation as best I can say. So Joel is like,
Damn.
I haven't been here for like almost ever, but I'm pretty sure last time I was here, that wasn't burned down, right?
No, dude, I was here a couple days, weeks, or whatever the time span is now.
A few days
I was
ago.
here a bit ago, pretty recently.
days
Like
ago,
this was
yeah.
not burnt down.
Wait, George,
What?
you burned down the shack?
Shut the
'Cause
fuck
that's-
up.
That's not cool.
No. Dude, a man lived in there. Are you kidding me? And she's gonna walk over. Can she see anything inside? Like, is there anything left over?
There's like little bits where you can see things have been unscrewed, like a stove has been unscrewed from the floor, and it's
Yeah.
a lot less charred and stuff like that. But aside from that, no, it just appears to be like the burnt out remnants of this hut.
Gnarly. I want to take out the jar of piss from my bag and just like pour it on the remnants of the shack. One for my homies.
What was that about?
It was some moonshine. I was bringing this dude out here, but apparently, dude no longer. So you know.
Oh, you think he's dead?
I mean, I hope not. That'd be. I mean, I just don't. What would have caused a graveyard shed to just burn down out of nowhere?
Probably a fire.
Joel, I don't know how I'd get by without your genius.
Here to help, dude.
That's why I keep you around.
Oh.
And she's gonna walk out and kind of walk the headstones. And is anything else damaged, like noticeably?
Please roll me and investigate.
Roll 20 knocked me out. The fuck?
Oh.
Don't do that.
While you're getting
in.
back in, I'll give a little look here for you. See if
Okay, I'm back in. What am I rolling?
roll me an investigate and feel free to add 2 to it. So you can hit that +2 and
Okay. Wasn't bad.
great success.
Yay!
So as Joel is kind of like just looking at the, you know, he's here as a hanger on, like he doesn't really have anything he needs to do, so he's just kind of looking around and looking at the shed and being like, wow, this thing is burned, bro. You kind of step away and start kind of like looking around. You see, to begin with, there are a couple of graves that are open.
Like
the-
freshly dug, not yet filled, or undugged.
As in maybe going on towards Undogged. It looks like there's kind of like a small mound of earth where the grave, like just in front of the grave, where it's kind of like been disturbed, essentially.
Okay.
You also, as you keep looking, you kind of walk in between a few graves, and you see leading towards the shack, what can only be described as slightly burned grass. Like, in between the graves, there's like a little pathway, which is mostly just grass. The grass itself, in small little areas, appears to be charred and appears to be a little bit singed.
Is that leading somewhere?
It is hard to say, but pretty much starts at a certain point, like, these little patches start at a certain point away from the hut, the shack, and move either towards it or away from it.
Can I follow them?
You can follow them to or away from the shack.
Away.
Away from the shack, they probably for about a minute through the graveyard, and then just stop. Like suddenly something was on fire there, or burning, or cindering, or something.
Weird. Can I smell anything interesting that's not like just burning and sulfur?
Yes. And I will, seeing as you have such a good nose, I will take you back to the moment you last smelled this smell.
Ooh.
It was in the cafeteria just before and after you got hit by burning flame that was blue. It's a difficult smell to forget, especially for you.
I know. Mr. Knight. At that, she'll probably like kind of perk up, get real pissed, like hairs in the back of your neck, like stand up, speed walk back to the burnt shed, and grab Joel and be like, "We gotta go," and head to the skate park and
Okay.
start to formulate her plan to find Will and tell Will what the fuck she think is happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause lay scared.
So,
You gotta call a landline.
I know. I just.
So you do also know where Will lives, so you could just turn up at his house. Let me know which one you want to do.
Ooh. How much do I know about Will's home life, though? Like, would I know?
Very little, if anything.
You know what? Fuck it. I wouldn't care. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm taking Joel. We're skating to Will's place.
You
I'll
going to
probably be like,
Will's?
we're going to the skate park, and then Joel will just follow me and not realize we never went to the skate park until we're not there, and he'll be like, "This isn't the skate park."
Okay.
Just bless his heart.
Yeah, he doesn't notice until you're like at this house, and he's like, "Whoa."
It's new.
So, we will, for now, leave both George and Joel skating over towards Will's place. And we will move instead to, where is it? There it is. Cecilia. Saturday, I believe, is when you agreed to meet. Names. Give me a second.
Rodney.
Rodney. Yeah, it's right over there. I had to look for it.
It's alright, Sheepy.
You agreed to meet Rodney in town for your date.
Yes, I did. I would like to highlight that before well, actually, let's start in the morning if
gonna
you'll
say.
allow me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I imagine that even though she has plans today,
She starts off with helping out around the farm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing special about the morning. So she wakes up. She is feeling a bit better, so she does do her affirmations in the mirror.
Okay.
She does tell herself that today's gonna be a good day. She's gonna rock it. And after her last affirmation that she usually goes through, she like stops for a moment and then like hesitantly says like, "You're gonna be super confident today." After which she goes down, dresses herself, takes some breakfast, and goes out to help at the farm. If you'll allow me, I do think that it would be one of the mornings where maybe Tina would be helping out.
Was going to suggest that it would be a Tina morning.
Yeah. So usually where she would like. They would normally work. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna add. I feel like when you help out Tina, it is generally times when your mom isn't around, because she generally runs the yard, runs the stable part of the farm. So I'm gonna add a little flourish. For today, for the weekend, especially, your folks are going out to the city. And having kind of like a meeting or something. You're not entirely sure what's going on, but they've got.
Gross! I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay.
Secretly, I know what's happening, but they can have their little date nights, sneaking out of the house. They can have it.
So you actually not only is Tina around to help to kind of like help run the stables and. Get all the horses set, take them out, and, you probably, we're probably going to kind of rejoin you both as you're on horses, taking them for a ride around, like, the farm.
Uh-huh.
Tina's actually staying tonight as well to, just, basically have an adult there, as it were. She does this sometimes when your folks need to go away for a day or two.
It's very comforting actually to think about the fact that she's gonna be the one home tonight and not her dad or her mom. Yeah, kind of comforting. As they ride the horses back to the stables, though, I imagine that the conversation with Tori from last day like stuck with her. Where she will kind of bring up the topic of like love, but very vaguely.
Yeah.
And she'll go like, wait, so before I say this, how old is Tina? Let me check.
22.
22.
Yeah.
All right, so she would be in college. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So then she will say, so did you ever like date in high school or something?
Yeah, of course. It was. It's one of those things where when you're in high school, you think it's super important. It's like life or death. But you get to college, and like you look back and you think, oh, it wasn't. I guess it always seems important in the moment.
So you don't think love is important right now anymore?
No, I think it totally does. There are people who meet the person they spend the rest of their life with in high school. But it wasn't like that for me. So I dated, and there were some nice guys at my high school, but it didn't really go anywhere after high school. Things kind of broke down, fell apart.
So like your relationship broke down after high school?
Yeah.
Huh. Did you let that happen? Or was it like a choice?
Cecilia, I don't think you've ever asked me about like romance or love or anything before.
Oh no, it's just when I was reading this forum this morning, there was a question about a daily question, to get your brain moving, and it was about love and. Okay, I know I have a date today.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's just like it's something.
Is
Someone told me something, and I just don't get it. Like honestly, like they said that. Look, Tina, I'm a confident person, right? Like I know what I'm doing. Like I have my life together. I'm a confident person.
You said that twice, yes.
Yeah, but it's true, right? I mean, how could it not be true?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Right, yeah, exactly. So I don't know. This person was saying stuff, and I don't know. I guess I didn't resonate with it, but it like I should maybe just brush it off. It's fine. I'm confident. I have totally got this. I have been prepared for this for so long. I know everything I can know about dating and love from novels. It's
yeah. Well,
that's all you need to really. I know every single type of
Cecilia,
love there is to know.
Is this the novels that you sometimes lend me? With the
Okay, yeah, but not maybe. Yes, but that's like good. That's good literature, right? Like that's good.
It's good
that's
literature, yes.
You know-
It's
you know-
less realistic than what you'll probably. I wouldn't. All I'll say is I wouldn't get your expectations too high. I severely doubt.
Okay, but
that
just because
this-
your high school relationship didn't last, it's not because like not all of the novels about high school romance. Like in many of the novels, it does work out. It's not because it didn't work out for you that it's not real. It's not based.
No, it's true. It's true. But also, I wouldn't be expecting your date to turn up with an open shirt, bare chest on a horse either.
But that's like a totally different kind of romance, Like I know, I know that's only when I'm like 25 or something. Like I know I can only expect that when I'm like 25.
Even then, Cecilia, I suspect not quite.
But you're not 25 yet, so how would you know that?
You're very right. I'm not 25 yet. I can see 25 on the horizon, and so far I can say not within my expectations for what a man will do.
You're sounding kind of. Are you like disappointed?
No, not at all. It's just I don't want you going to your first date expecting fireworks and I don't.
I mean, not fireworks, but like I know at least the minimum. Like I know what to expect. Like that he's gonna be gentlemanly and that he like is gonna. I don't know. We're gonna go take dinner or something or lunch, and he's gonna. Yeah. I don't. Like, fireworks is... Look, it would be silly for me to expect fireworks, because that would only happen in the evening, when you go out to a movie in the evening, or, like, a festival, and that's not happening right now, so I'm not expecting fireworks. Like, I'm expecting to... Well, whatever we're gonna do today, I'm expecting the normal scenario in that specific time and activity, like...
Right. Well, I mean... Just go and have fun on the date, and don't put too much expectation on it. I'm sure it'll be fine. And when the date is over, I'm going to be here. I'm cooking something for dinner, so we can chat about it. You can let me know how it goes.
I will not disappoint you. Like, let me promise you, just because your high school romance didn't work out, I'm gonna I'll make sure that mine does. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
I believe Cece.
All right. Yeah. Sure. And she like turns slightly away with her head and like mutters to herself like another time like, I got this. I'm confident of this. Yeah.
Smash cut to 20 years later where Cecilia's like a romance novel writer and just
No, she like debunks like love. She's like
she's
Bunks love.
she's a famous like romance novel critic on the internet who does like YouTube videos like
so
this
unrealistic.
is not how things are. Yeah.
Only time will tell. Only this date will
Yeah,
tell.
that's true.
It'll shape her entire life.
Oh, thank you. Yes, no pressure for me. Wonderful. So, you know, deal with the horses, like eventually get back to the stables and put them away and brush them down and you know, kind of set out the feed for the different animals and all that type of stuff. And I guess you head out later on to town.
I guess if we decided that was what we're gonna do, then yes.
Very unfortunately, perhaps, the plan was, hey, let's meet up in town and decide what we're going, you know, and we'll figure things out from there.
I don't imagine. Do you think he actually said it that way? Because I imagine that he would more have said it just like, oh, let's meet up in town,
yeah,
like at this time.
Yeah, he basically said, you know, for the sake of argument, let's say there's a bus stop outside the library, you know, let's meet outside the library, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because if he had said that let's figure it out from there, the morning would have been very different. Cecilia would have had a whole plan set out. So let's say that he didn't say that for Cecilia's mindset, please.
Sure.
Then she will head there. Before and be a bit earlier because that's what she does.
Yeah. Okay. And you get there a little bit early. I would say probably waiting there about 15 minutes, but you're basically 50 minutes early, so it's
Okay, yeah.
It's not on the dot. It's a little bit before the time you're supposed to meet. The bus pulls up and, you know, lets people out. A few people stepping out of the bus, and additionally stepping out, you see kind of dressed a little bit more nicely than usual. Usually when you see Rodney, he's in like more sporty trainers, sneakers, you know, that type of thing. This time he's not in like suit and tie or anything, but he's got a shirt on, you know, he's got trousers, you know, like the proper kind of like trousers, not jeans or sweatpants or anything.
Could you imagine a 17-year-old wearing a suit? That would have been oof.
Yeah, that would have been a bit
Someone's
much.
making an effort.
But
And it's like it's the 1990s, so it would have like those 80s shoulder pads too.
Oh
yeah.
God, no! Way too big for the person. Way too big for the
Yeah.
kid.
as he steps out, he's kind of like looking off in the other direction downtown. And you see him kind of like just shake a little bit, you know, like shake around a little bit, almost like he's shaking something off. Breathe, and then like he kind of looks around and like catches your eye, and there's a moment of like panic in his voice, in his face, as he's like, "Oh crap! Did she just see me? Like, did she just see me before I saw her?" And then he kind of like relaxes for a second, smiles, and puts his hand up.
I imagine she like waves as well, waits for like a split second because she's a or when it starts because she's expecting him to come to her. So she waits for a split second, and then if she notices that he doesn't move, then she will like.
If you're waiting
Start
a split
ticking.
second, he'll be like, "Hey," and he's like waving, and then there's like his hand goes down. And then as you step kind of toward, because you're on the other side of the road from him, as you kind of like step to walk across the road, he also like steps to walk across the road, and then it's like,
Oh no! The moment he does that,
yeah,
she like takes a step back.
okay. And then yeah, he goes to the crossing and crosses over, and like kind of like semi jogs up towards you, and like as he gets towards you, he says, Hey, sorry, I'm a little bit late.
You're actually not. You're fine. You're not late.
Okay.
I was keeping watch. I would have known if you were late.
Yeah, no, I it was buses. I thought I was, but
Yeah, no, I get it. I also came with the bus. Yeah. You dressed up.
yeah. I figured it's important. You too. You look great.
Thanks. Yeah, I also kind of dressed up. I also thought it was important. So what do you want to do?
Oh, I don't know. Do you have anything that that you'd like to do? I'm happy to do anything really.
You don't have a plan for today.
Oh, I wasn't really sure what you like. I didn't want to. I didn't want to like lock you into doing something you don't enjoy. So I thought we could.
Right. It's stupid. It's stupid to think that you would know what I like already. We've barely even talked. Yeah. No. Is today okay? So is today a do you say the weather is good? Is it bad? That kind of thing.
It's not bad. But we're in the ass end of summer, like going into fall, so it's starting to get a little bit. It rains more. It's overcast more. I would say it's essentially not a nice day, but it's not a drizzly, rainy bad day either.
Damn.
Yeah.
You just went for that middle part.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Sheepy.
I didn't set it in Arizona or something. It's not baking hot and all the time.
All right. I'm thinking about the stuff that Cecilia would like doing. It's so funny. I'm like, oh, a museum, but I guess she would. She doesn't like the most exciting things, Sheepy.
Do you want to go listen to a lecture on
Okay, but that would be a bit too. That would be not for a 17-year-old, I think.
Yeah.
Although for a 17-year-old trying to, what's there to do? And I want to open the map as well, but like, what's there to do in?
It's a reasonably small town. It's not super exciting.
It is. Can someone who
It
was
has multiple graveyards if that helps.
Hey, there's this really cool church. There's this really cool mine.
I mean, there is a mine, but you probably
feel like maybe a wander to the graveyard is a very particular first date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this
You-
really
you
cool
are-
big spider.
you are not goth enough to pull off going to a graveyard for the first date.
No, true.
Sorry, I saw a grimace of
Yeah.
pain from Katie right there.
Someone in chat actually made a good suggestion going to the library, but can someone who was alive in the 90s tell me what a teenager would have liked to do in that era?
So the most common date I think in the 90s would be a movie. Which
Like
is
even
also,
during the day, yeah.
Yeah,
Or just, like, going to the
especially during the
mall.
day, or going to the mall.
or just loitering. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
loitering.
No,
I,
not
I, I
not
can't.
good
I
old-
can't see Cecilia like.
Not
yeah.
loitering.
I will.
Teenage loitering. Yeah.
I-
Arcade's a good suggestion.
Arcade, yeah. I would also say, just for Cecilia, I don't know if Cecilia would know this. I definitely think that Tori would know this. The Mines has an overlook that looks over a park, where kids go to park, if you know what that means.
Yeah.
So suggesting you go up to the Mines again would be like, hey, want to go make out in a car?
All right, keeping that in the back of our minds. Definitely not gonna
Make out is
suggest that.
conservative. I feel.
Make out is pretty conservative, yeah.
Yeah. Someone in chat also gave good suggestions.
Someone said
Picnic, but I
pogs.
feel forests might not be safe.
Someone said pogs, so chat is not giving the best of suggestions all
No,
the time.
but like movies, go-karts, mini golf, arcades.
Hogs, marbles. You know,
Okay.
that's what I did in the fucking 90s.
All right,
Beanie
yeah.
Babies, I think, was a thing.
Oh yeah.
I will say that
These are not date activities.
No,
these are
there's-
just
No, but I
objects.
have. It has helped.
Shopping the fuck?
It has helped though.
Hey babe, you want to go play some pogs?
I will say that it feels like there's enough of a hesitation on Cecilia's part.
No,
as-
this
no?
is all on my part.
okay,
Cecilia
okay.
would immediately say something. I was just doubting because a library is a bit too boring.
Yeah, like I
Um,
could see Cecilia doing it, but not in this example because it's not very romantic.
No, I do. I'm doubting between mini golf and movies because I'm like one of them like
hell
movies. Yeah, but like here's the thing, right? Movies would be Cecilia's like view on like a typical like really romantic date right
Fair.
now,
Yeah.
whereas mini golf would be like physical activity where
Yeah.
she's like I can excel at
Well,
this.
There's-
movies are great because it's dark and close. You know.
They're
Good.
also the worst because when you have a first date and go to the movies, you can't really talk through it. So you're essentially sitting there awkwardly with someone you don't know, which is always fun.
Oh my
But-
god, that would actually be.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good first date.
But to be honest, as a teenager, you
As
would
a
not
teenage-
think that.
no, as a
And
teenager,
you
it's
just-
perfect.
I
You
imagine
need
that
the movies and then a meal, and that's
Yeah.
just classic.
I imagine that there would very much be enough romance novels like where it's like the movies is like a highlight and they go
Yeah.
there and it's super romantic and afterwards they like drive around or stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like just because there is more literature on those sort of dates, that's what she'll suggest. So if he's hesitating and he's like, oh well, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
Then there's like a second of pause where Cecilia is like calculating it in her brain and then she goes like, well, I heard that going to the movies is like a great first date.
Yeah, no, that sounds, and we can maybe grab something to eat afterwards as well, and
Yeah,
yeah.
totally. So
Okay.
I mean that could be fun.
Actually, I remember Tori talking about a film that's just come out, and I think it's playing now. We could like apparently it's pretty fun, so we could go watch that.
Yeah, totally. I don't know which one you're talking about, but like if you think it's gonna be fun and if you like it, then definitely let's do that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like there's an awkward moment where you both turn to go, where you're not entirely sure, but it looks like he goes to take your hand. Like, there's like a twitch of his shoulder, but he doesn't. And then just kind of walks like at a fairly comfortable distance, you know, like a little space in between you both as you try and maintain some conversation. I'm sorry, everyone who's been an awkward teenager, but this shit happens, you know?
She notices it.
Yeah.
She like briefly glances down at her hand, which she conveniently let loose at her side for if he wanted to do that. And she notices it, and then like when she notices that he just decides not to do it and like walks at a distance, she like clasps her hands behind her back, having taken a mental note of this and maybe briefly already thinking about what Tina said, being like, you can't expect it to be like that, and her being like, no, I can't let this go, she can't be right. And like I think she's in her own thoughts for like a second there because of it, but she walks with him and like heads to the theater with him.
And you get to the movie theater, and there are a few different movies up on the thing, but as you're walking towards it, he points at one of the posters and say, it's that one. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, Clueless.
Oh. Wait, does he say I can't remember what it's called?
He said I couldn't remember what it was called, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's that one, Clueless.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds, the name sounds great already. In herself, she's thinking like, this doesn't say anything about what the movie's gonna be about, but she's like, yeah, if you're excited about it, then like, let's watch that one, definitely.
The picture, for anyone who doesn't know, is three Tories on the front of the poster. just like Pretty Mean Girls type vibe. And Clueless is like kind of a coming of age teen comedy as opposed to like a romance. So I won't sit here and describe the plot to everyone, but it's a decent film in my opinion. But it is not a romantic film particularly. It's more of like a 90s, you know, girls coming of age thing. So, and for now, as you walk up to the ticket office and buy tickets and walk in together, probably with some popcorn and maybe some, you know, like kind of chocolate ball snack type things that you get at movie theaters.
Important question there.
Yes.
Before we fade away from it, does Rodney suggest to get the popcorn, and does he get it? And like you know, where he disappears for a second and then comes back a moment later, or is it not like that?
Oh yeah. Rodney goes to get the snacks and pays for them, and then like brings enough for you to have your own as well.
All right, yeah. She's definitely smiling throughout all of that.
Yeah. Okay. And we fade as you walk into the movie theater. I'm going to assume that because Rodney's not gonna start anything, I don't think Cece is either. There is no funny business during this film. I imagine it's slightly awkward watching and basically like, this isn't exactly what I was expecting, but okay, it's not bad.
She Cecilia is definitely not gonna make any moves, but she does like throughout the middle of it. It's definitely the movie itself. I don't think she would be super into it, but I think she would be interested enough in it. But the fact that it's like a date and like Rodney is sitting next to her kind of takes away some of her attention, and she like sometimes glances to the side to just like notice what he's doing, right? And somewhere during the middle, she like again with when they were walking, she just subtly lays her hand on like the middle wrist, right?
Mm.
Just like lays it there resting and like doesn't make any moves, right? But
Yeah.
just does that and like sometimes like glances to
Oh.
the side like
I'll say in that case, at a certain point during the movie, Rodney's arm is also on that middle thing, but it's that really awkward thing where it's like you're both kind of like touching arms and both aware of it, but also don't want to make a big deal out of it. And you know, it's like the other person probably doesn't even notice, but you're both like, you know. Ugh.
so he just lays there.
It just kind of like puts
Except
his arm on the rest too. You know, it's like I'm not making a move because I don't want to be rejected, but also I'm kind of making a move, but I'm not really. But in my head, I feel like I'm making a move, but I'm not. It's all one of those standard build-ups to a very.
It sounds a
awkward...
lot like I'm making a move. I'm not making a move unless that would be welcome. In
Yeah,
which
yes,
case it's a move.
It's
Yeah.
the most passive of testing the waters that has ever existed in teenage romance.
Come on.
Hey man, look.
I think for the majority then her arm will stay there, but like after a good while when nothing changes, like they're just both laying their arm on the rest, then she like lowers her arm slightly and like just lays it in her lap again.
Oh. Oh,
Look
no.
at you saying "aw" as if you don't control your NPCs.
Sorry, I just it makes me want to play this. for that scene where she takes her arm away and just like lays it. Later on, they'll just be.
Definitely the sigh
yeah.
thing, like.
Later on, there'll be a scene after the date where she opens her windows and just stares out into the darkness, like wistfully. There's like a breeze which is like blowing her hair, and one single tear comes down.
Hey,
Oh
let's
my
not
God.
get ahead of
let's
ourselves.
not predict the future. Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
right.
Rodney, wherefore art thou, Rodney?
Oh dear. So
It's way too accurate, LCT.
before we carry on for this day, I think it's worth checking in with our favorite clueless cast member.
I thought you were gonna say chicken with 3 dads. I thought you were gonna say that.
No, I'm sorry. Tori. You don't have anything big planned for your Saturday, as far as I'm aware. You do have a date with Aaron on Sunday.
That was the plan, yeah.
So I'm just curious if there's anything particularly that Tori gets up to on the Saturday. I will say that after the weekend, you do have a swim meet where you're going to be competing against a couple of other schools.
I think Saturday, because it's a day that she might actually have some time to do stuff, is more of a make sure to catch up with the social group, you know, like
Right.
sort of day.
The girls out in town.
Yeah.
Oh, could be a city trip with the girls. Instead, going to like a big mall in the city and kind of hanging with,
Somewhere,
gossiping and
little,
chatting.
Little bit further out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that
I don't think
case,
anything in particular needs ultra zooming in on, but
No, but I do have.
Yeah.
I think I think Christine is going to be with the group, and I think it's worth highlighting this just purely because what happens before. You're all kind of all at the mall and just kind of walking. You've been walking through shops and like looking at dresses and looking at shoes, and I apologize to women everywhere for being quite so misogynistic.
yeah.
But it's the 90s.
It's okay. It's okay. It's a piece of 90s media.
Yeah, it's
so
a piece of
obviously
90s media. We're going for the tropes.
We have to look at it through the tropes.
Yeah. As I was saying that scene, I'm like, this is super tropey and 100% how it would happen in a 90s show. But also, I feel bad about saying it, so.
As someone who was a female in the 90s, that's totally how it went.
Yeah.
It's a bad time.
But there's a point where you're sitting down with, you know, your, I don't know, lattes, maybe, milkshakes, something along those lines.
Hell yeah. Nondescript beverages.
Nondescript
in
beverages.
closed cups.
Like the plastic enclosed cups with the straw and...
Yeah, you know.
My favorite thing about all of this is Sheepy going into like the teenage girl groups, being like, "Oh my god, this is what you do, right?" Like, you sit there with your
Do you have
latte,
any idea
you
how it
sip
is for me
tea.
to repeatedly like get into the teenage girl mindset and be
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
You gotta
It's
you gotta get
amazing.
there, Sheepy.
Sheepy planning
You just
out.
gotta play all the NPCs.
I know,
so,
I know.
I
It's
mean, like,
amazing.
Sheepy planning out this 90s supernatural show did not realize how much he would have to be a teenage girl.
That's just poor planning on your part.
If we reach a certain goal on the Patreon, I'll include a deleted scene which is just sheepy teenage girls talking with each other, like having a full round.
So yeah.
Christine is kind of like playing with the straw in her cup a little bit and seeming like a little bit distracted. And you probably notice her like look over to you a couple of times before she broaches the subject, where she just goes, "Tori, didn't Cecilia like have a date today with Rodney or something?" Like I remember, I think Nicole mentioned it, and Nicole like looks around and she's like, "What?"
She definitely didn't mention it. Absolutely. Yeah. I think Tori's response to that is like, well, if she does, good for her, I guess.
And Rebecca kind of looks over and says, like, "I mean, it's not really any of our business, is it?"
Christine used to date Rodney, right? That was the relationship. Yeah.
Last year.
And Tori's gonna look at Christine and be like, "Is it a problem?"
No, of course not. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm a little surprised at his taste. Like, you know, he's kind of. I don't want to say he's like dating down or anything, but I just feel like he used to, you know.
Well, I mean, he dated you.
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't get the like slight there. Got it.
She's a little bit like in her own head, so you know. And also, you probably pick up that she was like implying that Cecilia is dating down and he used to have
Yeah.
good taste.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Tori saying that, and she going, "Oh, I'll take that as a compliment," and Tori's response being, "I'll have to be more careful in the future then."
And Rebecca says, no, not Rebecca. Sorry. Nicole says, aren't you seeing Aaron tomorrow as well?
Yeah, he totally flaked on me the last time though. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about sort of giving him another chance on that.
That guy is not reliable, Tori. Like, you know, he's always standing you up to help someone out or to, you know, doing a good deed or whatever. It's, you need to find
Still,
a
you
guy
know?
who isn't helpful.
Nicole. Aaron's fine. We're just both so busy all the time.
Yeah, you seem to be really busy lately. Like, we haven't seen as much of you.
Well, I mean, I got swim team. I've got, you know, my brother and sister at home.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff going on, and it's just like a lot of prep, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't even know how you manage to be so busy, but yet still find time to, you know, do things you want to do.
You have to make time, at least, you know, in my experience.
How do you make time?
Tori just like rolls her eyes, like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, and at the same time, Laura catches your eye and rolls her eyes, like
Yeah.
Jesus, don't get Nicole started, because we don't want this conversation right now.
And Tori just diverts a little bit and says like to Laura, "What about you? Been busy?"
I mean, I've been trying to get out to the pool and practice as much as I can. We've got the
Yeah, how are you feeling about the meet coming up?
I don't know, like, obviously we've got you, and so that should give us a bit of an edge, but some of the other girls,
Yeah.
I don't know, some of the other girls, just their hearts don't exactly seem in it. I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough competition.
Listen, we'll do anything that we can, and if we have to pull a little bit of extra dead weight, that just proves how awesome we are.
Sure. I think it'll be fine.
And it's not like Coach won't notice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It might be worth, like, and he looks over at Christine for a second, and then
Surely she looks over, but yes.
oh, sorry. She looks over at Christine for a second, and she turns back and says, like, in a slightly more sotto voice, sitting next to you, she's like, "That Cecilia girl seems reasonably athletic, and like maybe we could convince her to join the team." Like,
Well, I mean, tryouts have already passed, and we'd have to cut someone.
I mean,
She
there's
says, like,
there's enough
you can
people
all-
we can
you
cut.
can- You can already see her, like, the mental, like, wheels turning of, like, I would cut these 3 people in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, sort of.
And Laura says, like, I mean, it's not like they're off. They can't be part of the team. They just won't be part of the lineup, right? And can still practice
Yeah,
with us.
that's fair. And maybe if they show a little effort.
Yeah. And they
I
get
suppose I
to
could-
hang out with us.
I suppose I could ask her. We'll see if she's open to the idea. Tori says in a way that suggests that her asking means more than asking.
Yeah. And
Just generally.
like Laura's kind of like slightly like disconnected look at her eyes, like she's looking at something, in the distance or whatever. And she's like, I always thought it was a shame that George stopped swimming.
Yeah, well, I can't. That one's a lost cause.
I know. I know.
Still,
yeah.
not wholly terrible all the time. Did I tell you she did tell me about this guy who was like lingering around my car? So, at least she's, not wholly useless.
That's creepy. Did you tell the principal about him? Principal will get the police in, and they'll move him on or whatever if there's someone annoying you.
Like I need help to get rid of some creep.
That's true. But it's always worth being safe.
You're right, obviously, but I don't like to make a big deal out of these things when I don't have to.
And just for the context, like, the rest of the girls have kind of started talking, like,
Yeah,
chatting
they're like,
and
there's
gossiping
another
amongst
side
themselves.
conversation happening.
This is a dynamic that happens reasonably recent, where like all of the girls are all together, until in general it tends to be Laura. Like someone kind of engages in a one-on-one with Tori, and then everyone just kind of like, okay, especially with Laura, because you guys are old childhood friends. You know each other.
Sometimes it's like being gazed upon by the eye of Sauron
Yeah.
for a little bit, Yeah.
But I would say, unless there's anything else, we fade away.
No, yeah,
from,
just
from
chatter.
the girls chatting and all of that type of things, and we rejoin. Yeah. I think that when George and Joel knock on William's door, I think so I need to refresh on the parents for a second. Yes, it is your dad who would answer. Oh, I think it would actually be your mom who answers, because it's the weekend. And
Oh, is that not at home? Is he? At his
No,
think tank thing.
yeah, he'll be. He doesn't really follow the weekend weekday as much.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Whereas your mum is a university professor, so she does a bit more.
Yeah.
So she you see a fairly respectable looking middle-aged lady who has a pretty decent bearing open the door to George and Joel and be like, hello?
Hello, Mrs. Ma'am.
Robinson, if you need his last name.
I don't think she's ever asked or knows, to be honest.
I think that's true, yeah.
Weird, is Will home? William?
Yes, he is. Is he in some kind of trouble?
No, we're his friends.
She, like, kind of scrunches up, scrunches
My
up
mother
her
does not
brow.
approve of my class of friend.
And she says, "Oh, sorry, we don't ever get school friends of William's coming to visit. Sorry, you took me a bit by surprise. Where are my manners? Please, do come in. Make sure you take off your shoes."
Oh, no, it's one of those places.
She has a moment. She's like, clean socks. Thank God. Thank you, Puka. Like, takes her shoes off real quick and then thinks about Joel like, oh, this might be terrible, but here we go.
And Joel takes off his shoes. It's fine, aside from he's not wearing socks.
Oh, bless his heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Can Will come play?
just 1 second. I'll get William. And she, like, turns and, like, there's, like, kind of clack, 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 clack. And he, William,
Yes?
your friends are here.
And Will kind of goes, huh? And opens the door and sticks his head out the door and goes,
We're both probably sitting in the
pardon?
foyer like,
Yeah, no, he just opens the door, sticks his head out, and shouts downstairs, pardon?
Your friends have come to see you. They want to know if you would like to play.
And immediately, Will just goes, oh, well, that's something like Joel and George would say. And then he's like, I'll be down in a minute.
All right.
He gets the book, the mirror, and like stuff them in his bag.
the mirror.
I would say the mirror is probably a bit too big for a bag.
Oh, okay.
It's-
Because I was hoping for one of those, you know, with the reversible thing where it's magnified on one side and.
I don't know where William. Like, if William has a mirror in his room, I
Yeah,
doubt
no,
it
that's
would be
that's
one
why
of those.
that's why he pinched it from the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with that.
That's the idea I had original. But if that doesn't work, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, he brings the book and the mirror, like stuff them in his bag, and like, comes down and
And-
goes, "Oh, hello, George. Hey, Joel."
Sup?
Hey,
You want to like
like playing
You like-
stuff.
yeah, play. We could build a fort.
And
What facial expression does Mrs. Robinson have? Yeah, okay, it's that one. He just goes, yeah.
And this is probably me
Sure,
like
let's-
wildly, my eyes
Let's go play.
darting between her and Will, like fort.
Is this in the afternoon or?
yeah, this will be afternoon.
Yeah,
okay.
we don't wake up before noon on a weekend.
No,
I
that's
feel
right.
like George with the "I'm definitely not lying" expression.
Yeah.
Hello, would you like to come with us? And definitely don't do any illicit activities.
We are innocent.
Yeah. And then Will goes, yes, sure. What time's supper, Mum?
Be back by 7.
Okay. And then he like throws his shoes on. And a coat, I guess.
Yeah. And essentially, as you all leave, she calls out to you. I'll be here if anything happens.
Okay, Mom, thanks.
It's cool. We got him. As we leave. Worst wording
when George
ever.
says that, when George yells that to his mom, just goes, "You're not helping."
The second the door shut, I'd probably turn to him and be like, first thing, what the hell is supper?
Dinner.
Do you need to be saved?
No.
So,
George
Well-
is gonna rescue you.
I think I might be okay now. Actually, let's talk about it at the street court.
yeah, you walk on a little bit further, and Joel's like, like, I'm cool with whatever in general, but like, I don't know how we're gonna get pillows out to the skate park.
Oh, for the fort. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
Do we know where on the map is the skate park?
The skate park is the on the map. It's the small black circle basically in the middle.
Is that thing?
I think it's like southeast of you or southwest of your house ish.
It's that thing, right? That I'm pinging.
Yeah. For those of you looking on the video,
map.
it's essentially there is a central green marker. It's just down and to the right of that on that road there. It's kind of in the center of Quail
Oh, they
Town.
can't see my pings. How rude.
No, this is an image, not a capture of the.
Oh, I see.
road one.
Okay.
Also, don't have the skate park mapped on the map yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well, we probably get on a bus though, right?
Yeah, I'd say
'Cause
probably.
that is
well,
that. Otherwise, that is 45 minutes walk.
it is a bit of a walk.
Oh, well, to be fair, they have George and Joe both have skateboards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will does not have a skateboard. Does he have like a kick bike or like a scooter? thing?
You'd have
Oh my God.
I imagine you'd have a bike.
No, he's
In
got
the
a space
90s,
hopper.
those scooters were hot shit. You remember those? Oh,
Yeah.
what were
Hell
they?
yeah, the
But-
razor scooter.
Yeah, razor scooters.
William would
Yeah.
not have one of those. He'd have a bike. Just a
Yeah.
straight
Okay,
up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's probably fair. He'd have a bike.
Probably like a street bike with the tiny wheels.
Oh yeah. Not like a BMX or anything. No, nothing like.
Yeah.
He's just lucky it doesn't have training wheels on still, to be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
Listen, Will's not cool enough for
No.
anything but a regular.
Will's
ass
not cool
bike.
enough
Yeah.
for anything. We could
You
just
can
end that
see, like-
sentence with Will's not
Y-
cool.
Will's
Will's
not
not cool.
Will's not cool enough.
I was just gonna say at the end of the handlebar, you can see the little tuft where you like to chop the streamers off.
Yeah.
It probably,
That little spiky shit.
Once upon a time, Will tried to do the clothespin and the playing card that goes into
Yeah.
the spokes, and it goes drrrr when you. That lasted about 5 minutes before his mum complained about the noise and took it out.
I'm also going to make a unilateral decision. This used to be his mum's bike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It,
So
it,
it's the girl
it totally did.
bar.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's my own personal IRL bike has
Yeah,
that as well.
there you go.
It's a step-through design because it's way more fucking comfortable.
I will say that as you travel to the skate park, and when you get to the skate park, you know, a few people like, yo, what's up? Hey, how's it going? And you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
On the trip there, and while you're at the skate park, at least for a little while, Joel is surprisingly quiet and silent. Please do continue. Sheepy will be right back.
I like the idea of Will putting his bag in the basket in the front.
Oh my god. I mean, it would make sense, honestly, because it's probably better for his back. And
Yeah.
I would imagine Will would be someone that
Yeah,
would be like,
exactly.
I'm not going to break my back just to be cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
So,
On the way, it'd probably be like silence because, you know, skateboard, biking, whatever. But when we got there, like, I'd straight up be like, get the book out. I learned some stuff.
before I do, have a look at this, and then we'll bring out the mirror.
George will have the silent scream moment and be like, why do you have... I did it too.
It worked for both of us. That means there's more.
So get this. So, you know, Friday was like feeding day for Puka.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah. So, like,
yeah.
I put out some bread and milk and shit, and I'm just like sleeping, and suddenly I hear dishes moving. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and there's the little like raccoon beaver creature in the fucking bedroom eating milk and stuff. So I was like, whatever, accept the situation, have a conversation. So I just like made small talk and was like, you know, like Puka, dearest Puka, I guess, Milka. He chose a name. I don't even want to go there right now. It told me that that in my room specifically there was a sleep demon eating my dreams.
Did it look like this?
So here's the thing. You can't see them, but they leave remnants of like thick smoky ash that you can follow. And I shit you not, this is what Puka says. If you have a friend that can see,
Oh,
it's a devil eye.
see.
I'm saying. So you and I theoretically should not have a trail of this smoky ash shit on us anymore. But if you see that, that means
I'm not gonna
there's
get it out
more.
here.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not gonna get it out here.
Oh
And then
no,
it
I
just
mean,
goes
screw
like
these guys. I'm just saying, like, our loved ones and shit, right? Like, you could check out your parent. Like, who knows? What if there was like, Puka said they live in packs, and they get
Oh.
people
Well, that would
size.
definitely explain why we got two of them.
Yeah, they get people size, bro. People size. That
We're
with
gonna
the
need bigger
peelback
mirrors.
skin and the gums and the flesh. It's like a hairless cat that went to Chernobyl.
I think maybe we're going to need bigger mirrors.
Bro, I used my body mirror from my closet, ripped it off the damn wall, and it filled it. How long have they been feeding off of us? I was telling Puka, like, there ain't no other way to tell. There isn't a teenager in this town that isn't tired and miserable. And that's when Puka told me about the ashy smoke shit in the air. So I
Oh,
figure, I
am-
mean, the least, like, if you could, like, you know, summon inner Satan or whatever that scaly shit is, your seborrheic dermatitis on your face around, like, you know, Tori and Cecilia at least.
Yeah. Hey, what about if we refer to it as like Will's eczema or something? Because then, you know, kind of a little on the down low. And
That's
then you
just
will-
so much weirder to say. How is that any easier?
Because people actually have eczema. Most people don't have, you know, possessed devil eye.
We'll workshop that one, okay?
Okay. But yeah, I don't know what to do with this thing.
What thing?
And then he like
Oh,
waves
yeah,
the
that.
mirror and goes, this thing.
Well, so Puka told me there's like we got options. You can bury it, I guess, It's trapped in there. I guess there's a mirror land, which is a whole thing I don't really want to ask about right now. Also shoving a lemon in its mouth or some shit. I
Is
don't
it
know.
allergic
I
to
left mine in
vitamin
a
C?
closet.
What's going on?
I don't know, but it's trapped as far as we can tell in that mirror until someone purposefully tries to get it out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, let's not do that.
No. Is there anything in there about the after the mirror trapping?
And before opening getting the book out of his bag, he looks around to make sure there's no one nearby.
Yeah. No. Joel is currently skating.
Yeah. Joel also probably can't read, so
Joel can read.
he gets the book out and then just flicks to Alp.
Just depends how faded he is at the time. His eyes
Yeah,
get blurry.
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
In the detail and section on Alps, essentially one of the ways to deal with them says just trap in a mirror. That's all you get. Via the putting it on your chest essentially when you sleep.
Yeah.
The other one is putting a lemon in its mouth and burying it. That is what it says.
But I think you mentioned earlier you can trap it in a mirror and then destroy the mirror?
Not in the book.
Oh, okay. I vague false memory apparently of that.
I feel like Puka said something about that. I don't know. I don't want to bet on that.
Yeah, because that might also just release it, which is not what we want to do.
I would say, given the information that you just got from George of what Puka said, and from what it says in the book, the vague amount that it does, you would have no idea what breaking the mirror would do.
Yeah. But I also realized that the mirror acts as a prison, and breaking the prison usually doesn't kill the thing; it lets it out. Right? that's the logic.
Logically, it seems likely, yes.
Okay, so it's like, so we're gonna have to bury the mirrors.
But that doesn't ensure they don't come back. What if some construction company digs that shit up?
Apologies, I just remembered because someone in chat mentioned it. I did mention that a broken mirror bringing 7 years bad luck.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah,
that part is in the book. But it doesn't go into detail or say why. It's just like warning: do not break mirror. Yeah. There is some superstition that Alps are part of the reason why breaking a mirror gives you 7 years bad luck.
That was it. Yeah, that rings a bell. Okay. So, but when George says some construction company might dig it up, Will goes, you know where construction companies don't dig? Where there are already lots of holes, where we know someone
Bro.
who can, like, maybe just stick this in the hole.
He's not there anymore.
The dog man?
I shit you not. Puka says, maybe go ask someone smarter and older and wiser. And says, like a dog. And I'm like, oh yeah, the graveyard keeper. He thinks the graveyard keeper's a dog. So Joel and I yesterday were like, this morning, excuse me. Time is weird. We headed over there. His hut's burnt to the ground. Burnt.
Okay.
So we go looking around. And me being my weird stomach self, I guess, I get a whiff of something that sends chills to the tip of my tailbone. And I swear to what I smelled. It smelled like what Mr. Knight smacked me with before the lunch lady tried to eat my ass.
Oh, okay.
I
Don't
know.
you think we should probably have a look at that?
Yo, you with the
Yeah.
eczema. Yeah, that might be a good idea, honestly. I didn't even think about that.
At that moment, bros, did you see that? I totally nailed that grind.
Yo, I
Joel
literally
just,
still
runs
have
up to you
chills,
and-
Joel.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Will trying to do like a hang loose thing, but he doesn't do it right, so he just goes, yeah, just wiggles his hand, like, yeah.
Check it out. I'm gonna do it again. Like, watch, because I'm gonna do it better this time. And then he runs off and carries on skateboarding. And then I imagine you immediately go back to anyway.
Yeah.
No, basically,
So
basically, Will goes, "Can we just leave him here?
we
Because I'm not
can.
gonna get the eczema out with Joel around."
We gotta come up with a new name. That just is starting to sound weird and kinky, bro.
Okay, fine.
But
We
no,
can
it's-
workshop it, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna get in and
No,
out.
just give me a second. I'll
He's
go let him know.
around.
He's fine. If I come back and get him, he's usually okay. You guys around
Okay.
here, keep an eye out for him. And I'll go off and
Uh,
tell Joel that Will and I have to go do like some science shit or something that Joel would never ever want to do ever.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, should we go now? Since you've
Yeah,
already been there
dude.
today. It was empty, right? There was no one there.
I'm already dropping my skateboard and going.
Yeah. Okay.
Conversation's pointless. Come, Will, come.
So you head off to the graveyard again.
Yes. Back to the burnt shed. And I just
Leaving
want to
Joel
let.
behind.
Yeah.
Um,
He's safe. Don't say it like that.
yeah, he's fine. People will look after him.
Yeah.
You know the people
Like
at the
a
skate
stray
park.
dog.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one out
just-
there looking out
you
for
just-
poor Joel.
You're just tying up to a fence. People will feed him treats. He'll be fine.
Oh
This is
my
my
God.
friend Joel. He's a rescue.
One second. I need to make a joke. Shame you couldn't save Casey, huh?
Ooh.
Womp 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 womp.
That was before my time, so I'm not going to take any responsibility.
You were there, bro. I think you were dragged along.
Feeling
Doesn't matter.
intact. Protect.
I mean, that's
This
that's
is
a very that's like saying it was in the prequels, kind of. So
Yeah. I mean, also, Katie, if you're gonna sing a response to that, surely it should be "Don't speak." I know what you're thinking, and I don't need your reason.
I just
Tell
hope he got some
because
pussy
it
before he got
hurts.
taken out.
now we definitely need people to pledge for the Patreon because the DMCA is gonna remove all the revenue.
No,
from
no,
this
it's
shit.
nowhere good enough to get the MCA'd.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Shitty to get caught on that.
We're safe. I suck.
Why do you think I was singing so badly? Obviously.
Touche.
So we are going to rejoin as we fade away from Will and George kind of running down the street. Well, we're probably walking quickly down the street.
Yeah.
Probably
Heading off
take
to
my bike, and it's got the thing on the back. So
Yeah,
George
yeah.
can sit on the back.
heading off towards the graveyard.
Yep.
Yep.
We rejoin, and I'm going to say, Cecilia, you have had down to you. So describe to me how it's been, but it has been okay so far. The film wasn't exactly what you were expecting.
Well, actually, I think when it's like 3/4 in, no move has been made. She slowly took her hand back into her lap. I think she starts like paying a little bit closer attention to the movie, and catches like at least the last part of it.
Yeah.
And I think she does like the movie because it's like, in a way, it's like what it's like Tori, as we said, and it's kind of what she looks up to and what she aspires for, you
Yeah.
know?
It's
Um,
not romantic.
No,
but
definitely not.
It is.
Let's put it this way, right? If the movie would have been romantic or not, that would have been important if Rodney would have been making moves or stuff like that, or there would have been something, right? Because that didn't happen, it doesn't matter that it's not romantic because like it's just taken a different view for her, and it's like on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
Like without this being a date, this is like, I like this movie, this is aspirational. So it took that turn during the movie, where she probably at the last bit kind of like forgot that it was a date, sadly enough. And then like as the movie ends, like she like slowly gets back to a realization that this is like still a date, right?
Mm.
Um, and she looks to her side and says like, that was a great movie. Yeah, you definitely made a good choice there. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, you know, it's I wasn't sure what it was gonna be because you know, Tori said she'd seen it and she said it was good. I wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but I thought it was fun.
Well, I didn't even know what to expect, and and I still found it fun. So yeah, good choice. And I guess Tori has a good taste in movies.
Yeah,
If she recommended it to you.
yeah.
We should probably
go get
head
something
out.
to eat. Oh,
Yeah.
we can. Okay.
Yeah, I just meant like I don't think just staff really likes us sitting here and hanging in
you're right,
here.
yeah. And you get up and head out and go to I'm gonna say like essentially like a kind of quick and easy takeouty type place. You know, you pick up some food and you can walk with it, and you walk through town as the the sun starts to go down. It gets darker and everything. Just kind of what I will say is there are still moments of kind of, especially when you have to make a decision or you have to, go somewhere or do something. It's still got that slightly awkward, both of you like seceding to each other and basically, that kind of like start-stop conversation. But you do also get more comfortable and you eat some food and you talk about school, you talk about, the farm, you talk about yourself, and, you talk about the dance you both put together.
Okay, if we talk about that, because I was thinking about something.
Okay.
I was doubting whether or not Cecilia would bring up Christine.
Yeah.
But the fact that if the dance comes up, she would not get the clue that that is like maybe socially not a good thing to bring up.
Yeah.
So she would mention that like as they are I need to go. Yeah, Christine, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So as they are walking and eating and talking about the dance, all of a sudden, Cecilia will say, I still really don't quite get it why Christine kind of just blew whatever you two had, I talked to her once. I gave her a ride, but she kind of acted impulsively and did some not so smart things. But
Oh.
yeah,
no. Yeah. I know, like.
she wasn't. She wasn't that nice.
No. Yeah, no, she's. I know, through Aaron mostly, but I know, like, a lot of Tori's friends.
What did you see in her? If you like, if you don't wanna, if you don't want to tell it, that's like totally fine. That's like you're right and stuff. But
No. No, it's fine.
Because I don't get it.
I guess. I guess I saw her a different way than like who she actually was. I don't know. She seems like someone that's fun and impulsive, and I guess she is, but she's also difficult and argumentative, and I don't know, like after we dated for a little while, I guess it just became clear that we were very different people, and it just wasn't working.
So you like don't like it if a girl is argumentative and like
No, it's not that. It's just
yeah, yeah.
it was just arguing about things that were stupid and not important. It's like she enjoyed arguing, like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it felt like
Oh, you don't need to if it's like hard. You don't need to
No.
explain it.
No, it's okay. It felt like her view of a relationship, like dating, was like arguing and like clashing and that kind of high energy, like I don't know, like passion or something, and it just I don't know.
So you didn't like the passion that she brought. I think you're right. I think it's difficult to understand, explain. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. I shouldn't.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
sorry.
I didn't. I just
shouldn't
didn't.
have. You
She,
like
she just I don't know. She wasn't that nice about you, and I just didn't get it. And I don't know. I guess I wondered how you guys managed to be together in the first place, but yeah.
I don't know. Like I guess things happen. They don't always, like, people aren't always how they seem.
We're in high school, isn't that the whole point, that we're not really who we are meant to be or whatever?
Apologies, 1 second. I'm extremely confused as to why the music's playing twice for me. Which is unfortunate.
Professional caster diet, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. Oh, it's open twice for some reason. Sorry. Sorry, what did Cecilia say last?
She literally just said, we're in high school, isn't that the whole thing, that we aren't who we are supposed to be or meant to be?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I look back at that and I think, it's just one big mistake.
But
you-
like, why would you lower yourself to think that was a mistake? Like I know that I don't make mistakes.
Right.
And why would you think that what you decided back then was like a mistake? Like, there's many other definitions to call it, but
Sure. I don't know. It just seems like...
don't you drag yourself down a little bit by saying that it's a mistake you made?
Only if I don't want to make the same mistake again. I mean, you know, it sometimes. I don't know. I worry that if I'd have been so impulsive with someone else, I could have ended up hurting them, or you know, I don't want to. Well, when she asked me out, I kind of thought like, yeah, sure, you know, she seems fun and she seems like she enjoys herself and it could be exciting. And I don't think I really thought too much about like her. I think I'm more thought about what she could. I don't know. I feel like it was kind of selfish. And I'm not super proud of it. Plus, the breakup was a lot of shouting. And then he looks down at his watch and he's like, "It's late. I don't want to keep you too late. I know your parents will probably be waiting for you. I'll walk you to the bus."
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my parents aren't home. But yeah, I do have someone waiting for me. So,
Yeah. And then he kind of walks you to the bus. Bus comes and
you know, am I? You know, I had this conversation this morning with someone. And like is it wrong to like have a I don't know, like an idea of how things are meant to go, and like an idea of how things are meant to be, and like you expect that and you plan for that to happen, but like it doesn't happen. Like
oh, did you not have a good time?
but yeah, no, I did. I did. The movie was like great, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, you're great. I don't know. Maybe I'm making maybe I'm thinking about too many things here.
Hey, are you getting on the bus or are you just standing there?
Let me one moment, please. You don't brush a teenage girl who has hormones that could spiral out of control at any moment and spiral out of control in your bus, and you would have to deal with that for like 15 minutes straight.
You're not getting on this bus.
All right then.
I so should not have said that.
Yeah.
Great.
Not like Christine though.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can wait till the next one.
Yeah. I forget what. You know, yeah. I wasn't really going anywhere, making a point, or. You know what? Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was making a point. Why have you not made a move at any point at this day?
Like
I was waiting for it. Like I held my hand at my side. Like I walked a bit closer. Like
Yeah.
I put my hand on the rest. I looked at you. I gave you like glances and stuff. And
yeah, right. So yeah. I
I know.
I know. I was like, it was, yeah, that was in my head, like the whole time, like all the way throughout the date, basically. But then I didn't think you were interested. You started talking about my ex, and I was like, you know what would be really super weird is if I dropped you off to get on the bus, to go home, right after speaking about me making a mistake with Christine and everything, and then I tried to kiss you, and like I was planning on it, and I was going to do it, and then I didn't feel like I could. Okay, it didn't feel right.
But like, how could I not be interested? Like, the only reason I was asking about Christine and stuff like that is just because I want to get to know you and how you think more, right? Like, how is
Yeah.
it weird that I ask about her?
Well,
It's not because it's like she's like she goes to school with us. Like, it's not because it's your ex that like I can't. Like, you learn something from that. Like, you're you'd say it's a mistake. I don't agree it's a mistake, but you did like learn things from it. Like, how doesn't it just show that I'm interested in you? Like, I
wasn't sure,
don't
and honestly, it like, you know, just the whole first part of the date, the movie and the food and chatting was great, and it felt like we were getting on, and it was good, and then you know, we started talking about Christine, and I don't know, I'm not brilliant at this kind of stuff, but it felt like the mood changed and we weren't really in that same place that we were for the rest of the date, and I thought the best thing to do would be to get you home, you know, be a gentleman, and, you know, ask you out at school. But now we've had this whole conversation right now, and I feel super awkward, and the bus,
it was
look,
weird.
the bus
it was
is coming.
Weird of me.
Right,
Gosh.
yeah, no,
It was weird of me to bring her up, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not good at this whole, you know, I want to be good at this whole social thing, but I don't get clues that much, and
And as you're kind of awkwardly saying this, the bus pulls up. The doors open, and Roddy like looks over, looks back, reaches out and takes your hand. And I'm going to let you narrate what happens next. So let us know what happens.
It's a difficult one because like
Yeah.
because I know you let me narrate it, but I don't know how he's like thinking in this moment.
I can help with that. He
Yeah.
is still into Cecilia, and he, you know, what, like he said, he was going to ask her out at school again. Just kind of let the awkward moment pass. The problem is, there has been a gushing of truth from both of you that's made things even more awkward, and he's essentially, his intent is grab her hand, tell her there is enough time to talk about this, it's time to go, and lean in for a kiss.
Sure, that's great, because like I feel like Cecilia isn't confident enough to like make any moves, and she isn't and also in her head still like it's not like, you know, it's not how things are supposed to go.
Yeah.
But in her head, like, I do agree that she was fumbling right now, right? Yeah. She was like admitting that like, oh shit, like bringing up the ex was a very stupid thing, like realizing that for a moment there, like, because she, like, before she totally didn't realize that, like, oh, this may have been like awkward or perceived in a different way for this person. And so she like realized that at that moment, being like, shit, I did again. Like, I ruined the conversation because of something I said that was inappropriate in this moment. Like, how could I let this happen again? Like, how? So she was fumbling at this point. So I think definitely it would fit that Rodney took her hand, being like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, maybe something like, oh, like, let's just make sure that next date this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Basically, like that kind of line, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not just saying like, hey, it's okay, I like, it's all right, I forgive it, but like being like a bit smoother with it, you know?
So, he reaches out, takes Cecilia's hand, says, like, looks at the bus for a second, and looks back and says, don't worry. The next date will be better, I swear. Leans in, and Cecilia and Rodney kiss quickly and break apart when the bus horn honks.
Yeah.
And Cecilia obviously hardly rushes to, and like the hands part. And Rodney like calls to her as the doors start to close. I'll see you at school. And the doors
I'll see you there.
close.
And she just waves because like midway through her sentence the
Yeah.
doors are closing, so just like goes to waving. And then Hurtley goes to sit down, hands in her lap, and starts like wriggling with her hands.
Little bit beetroot, baby. Like,
Little bit beetroot, baby.
little bit beetroot. Okay. Well, speaking as someone who was once a teenager, that could have gone a lot worse. Although, depending on perspective, not by much. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I think as we fade out on Rodney standing there looking at the bus going into the distance, yeah, we're going to end there for today. I know we got to the end of the show.
So we don't get another Three Daddies cliffhanger?
No.
One of these days, I'm gonna get my daddies.
One of
The
these
daddies. I guess I
days.
can't claim ownership.
Yeah, you can. We can all do that.
Okay.
You can come share Bertrand Gray with me.
Oh, I don't know about that, daddy.
Mm.
You know what would probably get us a really cool daddy episode that's pre-recorded by Sheepy would be if y'all were up in that Patreon.
I may do that anyway, which I know is bad business, you know, like...
No, it's good
Why is
business.
that bad?
Well, because there's no incentive to go and pledge on Patreon if I'm like, I'm gonna do these things anyway, even if you
The
don't pledge on
incentive-
Patreon.
Look, the incentive is look what Sheepy's doing. They deserve money.
I guess
Amen
so,
to
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Alternatively, you make it bad and say pledge on Patreon so he will stop.
Yeah.
And then there's that.
Hey, if you guys pay me enough, I'll stop doing shows like this and I'll just do like a D&D show. Just like sit down and I'll follow the rules. You know, I'll stick to
God.
the
I
law.
would pay
Physical
for
dice.
that. I would pay
Dude,
for
you
that.
should make a
I actually
Patreon
can't
tier for
believe-
that.
I actually can't imagine you following the rules of anything.
Oh my god, I would
I
pay to
can't.
see Sheepy run a show and like the full system and background, like the lore and stuff and all
Like
of
he
it. Like,
has to.
it would be a miracle.
Oh god, I don't know how I would do that. But
You'd be miserable, dude. A generic. Oh god, what version though?
Fifth.
Fifth.
Are we
yeah,
mean? I was gonna say.
I'd have to run fifth. Or what's the one which is super crunchy? Is it 3.5?
3 and 3.5,
Three.
yeah.
Yeah.
Three and
Run
3.5.
like the full
3 and 3.5
crunchy-
are
Nah, you
very,
do-
very
you do-
close to each other.
You do Pathfinder first edition, but you have to do all the math yourself. You're not allowed to use Roll20 to do
Oh
any
god.
math.
I mean,
Nah.
we could go back to second edition and do fucking Thaco and then
Even
watch
everybody
everyone
complains.
leave.
Everybody complains about Thaco, but it's not hard at all.
I think
It's not even difficult.
isn't first edition like basically just a miniature war game basically? Like it's
Pretty
fairly
much,
even
yeah.
role
To play first edition, you also need to play. Basically, you can't play first edition without also playing Chainmail and Survivor. So you need
Okay.
3 games to play 1 game.
But today's episode was also a hell of a game. Oh, the segue!
I was gonna say, speaking of segues, but they were more prominent in the mid 2000s, not really in the 90s. Also, as a sidebar, yes, I did panic look up films and immediately like go through about 5 or 6 and choose Clueless as the.
You've officially confirmed that the show takes place in 1995.
Yeah,
by
I know.
Doing that.
Well. But I mean, like we said, it
Canon
was
now.
around about 95.
Oh,
like
it's a good.
mid 90s.
It's good. Man, Clueless is a good.
If
a
it had
good
been
example.
94,
It's a
Jurassic
great
Park
pick,
would have
yeah.
been in the theater.
Yeah, not me having to ask our chat, like our personal Zoom chat, like how Clue ended to know if Cecilia would have liked the movie, and
Yeah.
Elf being the hero there and telling me how it ended.
I literally haven't seen it for like 15 years or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, me neither. Actually, it's been a while.
I'm
know-
gonna look for it on streaming services tonight and watch it.
The hardest RP happening in this whole thing is me trying to RP that I have lived in the 90s.
You know, you know, like the hardest thing that happened in this episode was trying to play out that awkward date with Syring.
Will she be doing
Oh,
romance?
But it was doing like that wasn't too bad. Like Syrinx, you're great, and you did a very good job of like being in the awkward teenage like stuff. It was seeing chat like bouncing forward, being like, Cecilia, no, stop. And I'm like, ignore chat. They are being distracting. They are shouting at Cecilia.
Pay them no mind.
To be honest, they shouted at Cecilia and Rodney.
Yeah, and also
True. It was a lot of Rodney.
I will say, like looking at the chat, it was like it was voicing my thoughts during the scene, which is just like, what are you doing, Cecilia? Why are you like this?
And then fucking Rodney showing up to a date dressed nice with no plans.
Yeah, no, it's
Pain.
again, it's
Physical pain.
It's me drawing from Teenage Boyland, but it makes sense from Teenage Boyland, but it's just such a stupid idea where it's like,
Dude.
like have a plan.
As a
dickhead.
17-year-old. Yeah, no.
Insufferable children they are.
I loved the moments where I'm like, me rationally as a player being like, oh, this is so stupid. You should never do this.
Yeah.
And then going like, as Cecilia, so how about your ex, huh?
Yeah, and you may have noticed a song switch during,
Yeah.
like it was playing the Rodney Cecilia song, and then I was like, man, Cecilia fucking ruined this. I'm switching songs to represent how the things are going.
It was very close to just. I think it was very close to just ruining
Yeah,
things
you
entirely.
almost ruined the date. You did.
I know.
That's why the
I
song
know.
came back on, because she kind of saved it at the end, but.
But that's like
Jesus.
yeah, I like that because that's the whole thing of like Cecilia getting in her own way. And I love that the like having gotten to play that out and it actually fitting being like, yeah, like she does get in her own way.
Yeah. But hey, it didn't go completely terrible.
No, not complete.
Oh.
The aftermath, however.
Despite Cecilia trying very hard to make it go terrible, it did not.
Yeah.
The pain, like the awkward pain in the movie theater was so relatable. It was like,
Yeah.
it hurt. I was a little offended that you brought it back into my life.
I'm
to be
sorry.
honest.
Yeah. That
I
like,
feel it.
who has been there, whether on a date of some kind with someone they like, and they have that awkward like almost contact but not really, and you're like I know there's a film in front of me, but
I know.
all I can feel is a little bit of heat on the side of my arm that isn't
Yeah.
quite contact, and I am analyzing this to such a degree that I'm not sure I'm aware I'm alive anymore. Like I'm
Nope.
literally just like, do I move my hand? Do I make a move? What if she says I smell? Like what?
So relatable.
Shit, did I put on deodorant today?
Yeah, exactly.
But should we do a quick round and then have a little bit of a chat if we want, and then we can outro. I think that again, like, you guys are giving me shit for like destroying you as people, and you know, like making you cry and everything. I didn't make anyone cry this episode either.
No, no, it was just
I
Very
haven't
close to
cried
it, but
in
no.
over a decade. I am
It
dead
was-
inside.
it was just hella awkward.
Wonderful.
So you know. It's
Yeah,
not
I
nice.
honestly,
it's
the
it's a
awkward
different
hurts
kind
more
of
than
crying.
tears.
Yeah,
What-
it's like
What I'm gonna do for this outro is I'm gonna go with the person I feel like I made feel the most awkward. Classy Katie, and also George.
What up, everybody? I think George makes her life awkward, to be honest. I think she brings it on herself.
Just
her jokes just like lead her
Yeah.
into awkward places. Yeah.
Yeah. She just has no way. She has like no experience with humans. I feel like no way of talking to adults. So she just clams up and goes, "You want to play?" Like they're 5 years old, which
You want to build something?
yeah, like someone in chat said George seems more and more like a serial killer, and I was like, I wasn't doing that on purpose, but now that you pointed it out, that's all I can think. Like like a 17-year-old in a black hoodie, two of them showing up at your door. Can William play? Like, Chucky, hello.
Fucking
would you like to
amazing.
play a game?
Yeah, yes. That's all it is. I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Katie. I had the pleasure of playing George. It was super fun though. Yeah, I can't believe we didn't even get to see what Will's gonna see at the graveyard yet. Shit. I'm very
Next
excited for
time.
that.
Next
And to see
episode.
yeah, next week on the QT, George punches Will to get the eye out. Give me the eczema, pop.
The next episode is going to be titled "The Weekend Part 2."
I mean, that's basically.
I thought we were going to get through the weekend and like get into the next week and everything. I was like,
But no one
Hey,
has
Paul.
any plans on Sunday. We're all
Yeah.
gonna be
That's not
like,
true.
you know,
That's
you
not
know-
true. I have a
Tori
date
has a
on
date.
Sunday.
fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
so next episode, only Tori will be doing anything. All the rest of us will be like in WandaVision, where we just cease to exist when we're not on screen.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. If Tori doesn't know where we are, we just don't have a reality. I'm gonna be honest, that wouldn't shock me in any way.
When we
shape, or
don't have
form.
something to play out in front of the screen, like, you know, if this was a TV show, like, we just are static. We don't exist.
Oh god.
Where can we
I'm
find
gonna
you,
bounce
Casey?
that shit to Syrinx
Where
now.
can we?
Okay.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yep.
that.
Oh, you can find me at twitch.tv/Classy Katie. What up? We just did a wonderful charity for Fuck Cancer, and it was great because
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
cancer. Thanks for chilling. Check out the Patreon. Syrinx. I said Syrinx. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Hot potato.
Sorry if that
Syrinx.
wasn't loud enough.
I'll
Sorry.
catch it. Also, I love how the expectation in chat is like, oh, so now we get to see how dates are done next week. And yeah, let's see it next week, huh,
Yeah.
Elf? Let's see it.
Mm.
Just because Tori is the master
Yeah.
manipulator does not make me the master manipulator. We'll
Oh
see,
my
I
god.
guess.
That's
You got this.
Your homework this week is to watch Clueless and figure out how to date.
I mean, I guess.
Because I don't know how to do it either.
All right. Hey, I'm Syrinx. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as such. I only do role-playing shows nowadays. Only with Sheepy, apparently.
Yeah.
I had a blast today. It was so fun to play it out. Kudos to Sheepy for doing the thing that he feels he's lacking in the most and least comfortable in RP, being romance and stuff. So a little applause there.
Bow.
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 Yeah, and I don't have anything else to say, so I will hot potato it to Elf, where I'm looking forward to see if Tori will ask Cecilia to join the swimming team, and Cecilia can
She-
possess a fish.
She definitely will, and I look forward to that conversation and being like, So do you want to do it? You don't? That doesn't matter. I've
doing
asked
it.
you.
You know what I can do. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't.
Not even just the power of high school. Not even the power of mind control.
Yeah. The
Um,
power of peer pressure.
Anyway, I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/Distracted Elf or on Twitter at Distracted Elf. I do a myriad of things. Next week, the new Path of Exile League is starting, and I'm going to be hitting that so goddamn hard, like hardcore, and try not to die as much as possible. That's the plan. Go ahead, LZT.
Hello, I'm LCT. I play the Williams. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter and Instagram at Lima Zulu Tango. Thanks for watching. I have a really bad cold and my head feels like it's squeezed into a soup
A
can.
mirror.
A mirror, yeah.
A mirror.
Like a mirror.
Oh, so we'll hit the intro in a second. I did want to say I love
Intro?
Sorry, the
doing two?
outro.
We're starting all over again.
Episode 11 starts now.
Go. I love how both George and Will were like, oh man, we've got these weird imprint mirror things, and we got to do something with them. Like we got to figure out what to do. Like, how do we figure out what to do with them? And neither of them were like, why don't we talk to Ashford and like see if he can tell us what like the best way to deal with this like thing?
Ashford's a
I'm
dick.
afraid I'm in trouble because I kind of went and did it on my own.
No, it's just
Ashford's a wiener.
yeah, it's just funny because
And Ashford is a wiener.
I'm sure it came into both of your minds as players to be like, hey, we could talk to Ashford and he probably has some good thoughts or advice. But as characters, it's like that's the furthest from your mind where you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to him. I just like
That is last stitch.
yeah.
He scares me.
Aside from that, we had we had a pretty good episode. Again, like slow burn, right? Like
Yeah.
Dude. I'm into it, to be honest.
Yeah, our roleplay is just so Sheepy was like, so we might get to like the like date for you and like the swim meet and stuff and
Yeah.
like do all that, and I'm like, no, we won't. We absolutely won't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Like every time Sheepy briefs us at the beginning, like, okay, we're gonna maybe do this stuff. It turns into we get through a quarter, maybe half of the stuff that we get briefed on, and it's like, cool, all right, yeah, killing it.
And then people ask, like, how long do you think QT will run for? And we're like,
No.
What makes
Die
you think that we
here.
would know?
we have no idea.
Well, we have 16 episodes on tap currently, and as we
Go, kid.
That will not be enough.
maybe we'll
No.
get to the second date then. Maybe.
yeah, we get episode 16. It's like, okay, Tori, time for the date. And that's
takes us that long to get from Saturday evening to Sunday.
and that's the cliffhanger finale of the season. Is just the end of the date, and it's like, I'm sorry, guys, we didn't get far enough for the big, prom.
That's the end. That's the end.
Yeah. But yeah, wandering in. Hello, sheepdog. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do enjoy the QT, think about going back and checking out the other shows that we've done. Got a VTM show, got a Traveler show, weirdly enough, set in space, and all I can say is it's the show where everyone goes, oh yeah, that one. The one which I love and also destroyed me. Talking
I
to
don't know.
talking to people on the Discord when I'm doing like a live stream or whatever, people jump in and it's always like I like all of the shows. Drifting is the one that snagged me and kept me to the end and I didn't stop crying. But yeah,
That should be a compliment.
I mean, I got a soft spot for Dragon Riders as well, just because, like, the first season especially, the way it... Like, both seasons are good. The first season is, like... It was almost like a TV show in some ways. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, go check out the Patreon. If you want to see me do more stuff, I am very... let's go with it this way. Your help is needed for me to make more shows.
Do it.
I very much want to. I've got a lot of ideas. I want to bring in other GMs and all that stuff. I'm gonna be trying to do it anyway. Those of you who are already patrons, you essentially allowed me to get to this point, which is super awesome because I'm running one show and I'm able to run other shows like as best I can, you know, like squeeze as much content in there as I can. But my plan is to be running multiple shows, multiple shows for you guys to enjoy weekly, and I hopefully get to a point where we can even ramp up other things. Like I'd love to do character art for each of the characters that you can put on the overlay so you can see them and that type of thing. But yeah, that's in the future once we have cast pay covered and all that kind of thing. So yeah, have a think, have a look.
Amazing ideas, though.
Yeah. Apologies for the depressing music. I left that running.
No, it
Yeah.
made it nice and touching.
It's
Yeah.
very calming.
It's not quite as sad as the this one,
Oh,
which is just so melancholic, and it's Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed this week. Come back next week and keep an eye out for some. I'd probably say in the next couple of months there'll be at least one teaser and stuff for Alien. Alien will be coming out, and I have a couple of shows I'd like to run in short formats, so it won't cost too much for me. But look out for other shows. We will probably be running the QT. My guess is I'll cut these guys down to 24 episodes if I can manage it max. You know, who knows how long it's gonna go. But I suspect that I know I very much want to run an additional season. Yeah, run forever. Yeah, like fuck it. I'm in.
Like,
we
look,
die
the max,
here.
the max was like, how long did Sunkiss go on? Like, like 80.
The
80-ish?
total episode.
80
The
something.
Next on season 12 finale of the
So
Yeah.
it's one
It's one of those things where it's like they.
But let me defend myself here for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sunkissed had around 60 episodes. But there are also around 20-ish snack shots, which were one-on-one recordeds that were they weren't live
That's
streamed,
cool.
they were put out. It was like
is really cool.
looking at the characters and stuff. As a sidebar, it is something we could do with the QT as well if we ever
Okay, so
And I'm
60.
down.
If people sub to that Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, do I go like, hey guys, if in the next few episodes of the QT we get an extra blah 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 subbed on the pledge to the Patreon, we'll start doing snack shots and have individual looks.
So we do that, and it's like for the first 100 extra or whatever, it's like we get a George episode or whatever.
Mhm.
Give
Yeah,
us
you
a
make
George,
them tiered.
right?
No.
Yeah, and
For
then
the first 100
next
episode, we get a
100,
Will
yeah.
episode because that's not what people want. So they would pledge more to get past the Will
Yeah,
episode
yeah, you
and
gotta
go for the
do-
George.
You gotta do the Will episode first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to see Will when he thinks
So
he's
do I.
alone.
I want to see Will in England. Oh,
Okay,
The prequels.
I've had an idea. I need to look something up. I think we've gone past it, which is going to make me very upset.
I'm past what?
We have gone past it. It was February. I was going to say if we get enough pledging on the Patreon, then we have a one shot chance snack shot encounter, George and a love interest. But the twist is it is on. I was gonna say put it out on Valentine's Day, And
Yeah,
have-
we're well past that.
yeah,
JP, you needed to Google that.
and yeah, I did need to Google that, and it would be Katie and Zeke, like a
Oh, that'd be
my
cool.
a guest spot. But we could do that anyway, you know, like why not? Fuck Valentine's
Dude, I'd do
Day.
it for the Patreon. That'd be fucking hilariously
Yeah,
cool.
anything extra you need from me, I'm down.
Well, I've got a few ideas. Like
We're helpers.
there's a lot here we could expand into snack shots. So snack shots
like-
are just
I
essentially
like
like
it.
1-on-1, 2-on-1 with the GM, and you just
More like snack shots. Am I right?
yeah. I mean, it originated from VTM, so you know it was like snack shots. You know, yeah.
I like that.
So something
Good
to think
shit.
about. It's not like we don't have the ability to expand on the characters and individual scenes and stuff. So I think it's very doable. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week, and who knows? One day we may start on time. But if Sheepy has anything to, if
But
Sheepy
it
has
is not
anything
this
to do with
day.
it, probably not. Thanks for
This
watching.
day we delay.
Here comes the outro, and see you next week.